Hi everybody, welcome back to the
Kinks.
Tomb of Annihilation.
Why are you like this?
not even like 2 seconds. The stream has been going for 2 seconds, and the first thing, like,
Well, you got half of your greeting out.
yeah, it's still
I
not
was
enough.
ready to. I was ready to say
Restart.
Venus.
Hi everybody, we're gonna play some D&D. Alright. So I'm pretty sure that no one's in the live stream right now, but hey, this is also being recorded for YouTube, so that's nice, isn't it?
Yep.
H.
Cool. H. So,
H.
Cool.
when we last left our trio, they had recruited two guards. Technically three if you count Kupalue. They recruited two guides, Kawasha, Kupalue, and New Hackenstone, and they were about to head off. Those two guides are making preparations for the day ahead, so our heroes have one last chance to gather information and explore Port Nyanzaru before they head out on their journey. So, with that being said, I can't believe I deleted the turn order. Let's make a new one, shall we?
I don't know why it just disappeared. I was like, what?
Well, no,
Was
I
that
deleted
supposed
it because I wanted to, just,
reboot?
Yeah. Alright, so.
Yeah.
Starting off with Veshra, is there anything else you'd like to do in the city before you take off tomorrow morning?
Me? No.
Okay. Tharai, is there anything
That was
else
fast.
you'd like to do in the city before you head out tomorrow morning?
You could have said like buy a lotto or something.
I got 15 gold.
Get absolutely pissed drunk. No,
That could
You already
happen.
did that.
I'm going to hang around the tavern and listen in for some rumors.
Okay.
I'm kind
The
of
juicy
surprised
rumors.
none of you are gonna try to crash into the harbor.
Alright, so you're
No.
listening
I mean,
around
we're
the
already
tavern.
here.
You're listening in on the tavern and you're listening for rumors. And as fate would have it, you may have in fact overheard one once I figure out which rumor that you heard. You know, it's all good. Well, you hear rumors, of course, about the legendary grandma on her gigantic Tyrannosaurus.
Duh.
I'm famous already.
Yeah.
God
Love
damn it!
Everywhere you go, schmuck.
Good.
I'm just gonna get haunted by that for the rest of
Okay.
my life.
So you actually
Yep.
do overhear a rumor, and it sounds something like this. You hear something about the jungle full of nature spirits. These weird little elemental creatures with masks, and they don't really speak, but they've never known one of them to be harmful, but their magical powers shouldn't be taken lightly. This is what you overhear at the tavern. Alright. Liddell, is there anything
Interesting.
you'd like to do before you head out?
I'd like to very ham-fistedly try and find our new party member, but
Ham fist.
What are you talking
You can't-
about?
There's nobody here. Speaking of
It's
that,
a ghost.
am I supposed to get introduced at some point? Because no one's gonna know who the
Don't
fuck
you
I
worry.
am.
Don't you worry, I have a plan.
Nothing's ever gonna
There's
top Grandma
nothing
Reddit
I really
you're
need
not
to-
a dinosaur.
You search
there's
high
nothing
and
I
low.
really need to
You
do.
search high and low for someone called party member. No one really knows, but everyone kind of laughs as if they got a joke that you didn't.
You just find the town fool.
Anyways, with that being said, unless there's anything else someone wants to do at the very last second,
No.
we will go
Unless you
on.
guys want to bet on another dinosaur race.
Ugh.
All right.
You have a
Also, I forgot
legacy,
to mention,
dude.
I'm adding on a rule called the Rule of Apocalypse. Basically, I'll invoke this rule in case a roll involves too many odd things, and it'll go like this: you roll 2d6, and then that'll determine how good you do at the action. And that'll be that.
Woo.
But that's just something we're going to use in case, in weirder circumstances. So, moving
Like-
on. Sorry, do you have a question?
No, I was just be like, fucking, it just like in case you're like, I'm gonna do a thing that involves pirouetting down a rope with juggling fire sticks and rescuing baby.
Basically. Alright, so the next morning rolls around, and you hear a knock on each of your door. And it's Kawanga outside with Kupalue bright and early. This is maybe like 5:30 in the morning. He says, good, you are awake. It's time to get going. I'll make sure you pack all your things, because we won't be back for quite some time. And you hear Kawanga go down the hall and knock on New Hackenstone's door, and he's like, Hackenstone, wake up. And Hackenstone's like, 5 minutes. And Kawanga's like, we have to go. And Hackenstone's like,
How's your father?
how's your father? Hackenstone eventually wakes up. You guys obviously get dressed and ready to go, and you're out the door into the jungle. And now I'm going to take you over to the jungle screen. So,
Do they got fun and games?
as you can see, you should now see the
Oh,
chalk map.
boy.
That red square is where you're starting. So,
How do you?
as you remember, right as you're about to leave the town, Hackenstone's like, all right, well, we're heading straight down to Hrakamar, am I right? And Kawanga says, I suppose, I think I know how to get us that way. I think I know a few areas we could stop. And Hackenstone turns around and says, that was part of the deal, right? That's where we're going first, right? And he's looking at you three expectantly.
I guess we are.
May I remind you,
I
Veshra, that this was
barely
your idea?
understood anything because Discord is still glitching out.
I don't know.
Hackenstone notices that Veshra seems a little hungover, and he goes, I get it right. We're going straight to Hrakamar, am I right? Good, no objections. And he starts
The
trotting
volcano,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, he starts trotting off proudly into the jungle.
He starts jolting off.
And Kawasha kind of leans over to you two. He's like, are you sure this is the man that you hired to be a guide?
We hired you.
I would like
We
to
hired
state
you
for the
to be
record
the
that
guide.
that
We
that
hired
man
him
was
to help.
not my idea.
And
We're just gonna pin
Kawasha goes, right. And Kupalua is just kind of like kicking his feet idly at some rocks nearby. But sure enough, off you go, and you begin your long voyage to Hrakamar. And as you go, there's nothing really special happening just yet, but you've reached right about here after the around the course of a day. So give me 1 second to see if something happens. You are in the grasslands, I believe. So I gotta pull up a map for a second. Oh boy, look at me. I'm so prepared. I'm so good at video games.
Nah, you can never be. You got like 10 million papers, probably.
I have like...
I have a question about the map.
Papers, please.
Yeah.
Little
They
pick
all
and
sp-
shovels. I'm guessing those are mining points or just mines in general.
Yeah, the picks and shovels are mines.
Okay.
That you can
And
visit.
what is that skull and crossbones we are concerningly close to?
The Skull and Crossbones has been marked on your map as an area of a greater undead
Yeah.
presence.
Oh, okay.
So
And-
just basically Zambos.
Yeah, and you notice that Kawasha is kind of following the river that's around there.
Right, yeah.
And Hackenstone's, okay, of course, just proudly trotting in front. He's just like, he's so hyped. He's so ready to go, right? Alright, and give me 1 second here. Do a quick roll for myself. Okay, as you're trotting through the jungle, you hear a loud roar. And, you hear like a slight stampede, and you see a bunch of smaller creatures, woodland creatures, like trotting out in front of you. And New Hackenstone seems to have stopped in his place, and he says, "Something's coming."
How can you tell?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's perhaps all the things that run past us. He's all right, and
That was kind of reflexive. I don't know why I said that.
anyways, out in front of you is a
T-Rex, T-Rex, T-Rex.
No
I
T-Rex
would
Would actually
for the
lose
love
to
of God.
T-Rex.
out in front of you emerges a Triceratops.
It'll do. It'll do.
The
We need to
Tricer-
catch it.
Yeah. And the Triceratops is fucking huge, okay? This dude is absolutely gigantic. And, he is, of course, in the middle of a stampede, and Hackenstone is, like, motioning off to the side, like, get out of the way, out of the way! He doesn't really want to engage with this thing right now.
Alright, fair enough.
Alrighty, and let me do a quick... So, do you guys hide, or are you just standing out in the middle?
Yeah, I say we get the hell out of the way of the giant angry Triceratops.
Nobody saw me accidentally phase out of existence, right?
I totally saw it.
Shut up.
Alright. As the
It's okay.
As the Triceratops stampedes by, he's like knocking over trees in his way, and your party of 5 successfully hides from the Triceratops as it continues barreling down the forest. And Hackstone says, "Oi, the close one, eh? Didn't want to deal with the Triceratops on our first day. That could be not so pretty." And you see sort of everyone else is sort of like getting to their feet and brushing themselves off because they kind of dived to the side of the trees. And sure enough, he's like, "All right, continuing onward. Here we go." And he just starts like trotting back in that same proud pace. But Kawasha actually sort of motions and says, "Perhaps it might be a better idea if we cross the river. Perhaps there'll be less. Perhaps there'll be less dinosaurs there. Agreed?" And he's sort of like looking at you three for approval. It's like he doesn't think he can convince Hackenstone because he's stuck in his like gallant stride. It's like, "Do you think we should? I think it would be best if we cross the river."
I think we could meet him halfway if we cross the river. Wiver.
Wiver.
He's obviously leading us to that
Wiver.
skull, eh?
Yeah. Kawasha's like, "Sure,
Yeah.
there may be remember, you helped agree to help me clear out undead,
Yeah.
and what better chance, correct?"
Like, we agreed to help him. I do say we go that way, because then we can just continue straight down towards, whatever.
Whatever fantastical place is up next.
Alrighty.
Yes.
Alright, and Hackenstone's like, "Oh, come on, just one dinosaur's got you scared in your pants. Hey, fine.
We need the levels.
You need the what?"
Nothing.
Right.
We don't have those in this game. Go.
"Right, fine. We'll go. This is a dumb idea. The undead are much more dangerous than dinosaurs. They're like humans, but primitive. You know that, right?" And he says, crossing over the river. Hackenstone doesn't really like crossing the river because the river goes up to his head. And he's even though it's shallow for everyone else, Hackenstone's
Can
not-
I offer him a ride on my shoulders?
Sure. Hackenstone's like, no, I have to make him cross the damn river. He's just grumbling and
It's
bumbling.
no trouble at all.
No, I
Just pick him up.
I'm not trying to belittle you. I just
Pick him up.
You calling me
understand
little?
him.
belittle.
Did you just turn to Edward Elric?
Oh no.
Either way.
You were now fighting Hackenstone.
Sounds like our guide has a bit of a short temper.
Say that one more time, and he reaches back and grabs out his 2 warhammers from his pack.
I apologize, sir.
You better be. And he puts it away and starts walking again. Alright, it's about midday now, and you've been traveling through. You've seen undead sort of hiding in the corners of everywhere you go, but you haven't necessarily run into any just yet. As you pass by a rather large tree, in front of you lies, let's see here, some goblins. 2 goblins are picking at a corpse in front of you, and they haven't seen you yet.
It always starts with goblin.
Gerblins, man. They're everywhere.
It's either
They're
goblins or rats.
All right, so you see 2 goblins in front of you. They're sort of scavenging the corpse. Yeah, they're sort of like scavenging the corpse in front of you.
Did y'all want to try and do like a sneak attack?
I could try and scare them off.
Alrighty.
I could also try intimidation.
All right, and Hackenstone's like sitting there with his hammers drawn. He's like, "I say we just bash their skulls in, no mercy." And he's sort of like clanging his armor together, ready to go, but not enough noise to like hit the goblins, get the goblins' attention.
How tall is Hackenstone?
Hackenstone is roughly 3 feet tall.
Oh my god, he's tiny. I love him.
That's how all dwarves are.
I love them all.
Alrighty.
I would like to
Hackenstone's
roll an
idea.
intimidate check against the goblins to scare them off.
Why are we intimidating them?
Alrighty.
You just scream.
Let's see here.
We could fight.
You just stand there and scream.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll intimidation then.
So that's like a 1d20, right?
Yep, give me 1 second here. Yeah, go ahead and roll your
Plus-
1d20 plus any advantages you have.
Do I
Why
add
did
in
I
my
do
charisma
that?
mod?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that's plus 3. Oh.
Alrighty, you come out of the bushes and you clang your armor together and let out a war cry. And the goblins turn around and they go, "Wah, wah, wah, wah," and they begin to sprint at you. So I need the party to start rolling
Shit.
for initiative.
So,
I want to try something.
intimidate them, you said.
Alright,
I
You
have a
could've just
plus
sneak
3.
attacked.
alright.
God damn it!
Veshra wants to try something. Go ahead, Veshra.
Like to telepathically persuade them, because keep in mind I can talk telepathically.
1 second here. Yeah, go ahead.
What?
Go ahead and.
Was
What
I
are you
good
gonna
at
say
like
to them?
intimidating as a house cat?
What's
I'm
that with
fucking
that?
crying.
Be persuasion.
Yeah, go ahead and roll persuasion.
You run up to try and intimidate him, you just do a tap dance routine.
Alrighty. Which one are you aiming at? There's two.
Both. It says I can talk to both. Doesn't matter.
Okay, the goblins are charging, but you actually do hear a ring out in their mind, and they can hear you. So you
Hey, buddies, calm down.
Fellas.
all you hear in their all you hear in their head is "my corpse, my corpse, my corpse."
You can have the corpse. We don't want it.
No, my corpse, my territory, my corpse.
But what if it's not your territory?
You're on my territory, my corpse.
Are you not afraid of the undead?
They're still charging at us, right?
Yeah, they're still sprinting at you all the while.
Okay.
I'm
In
pretty
their
sure
mind.
they're just about
I'm swinging
to
at them.
football tackle
Screw
me.
it. I'm swinging at them.
Alrighty, let's roll for initiative.
Alright. It's the
Hit
D20
them
roll,
out of
right?
the ballpark.
You do. Give me 1 second to roll.
And
for
yes,
these
it's a
guys
D20.
as Well.
I got
Oh,
a
suck
19.
my dick!
I think I get to
Ah!
I have a dex mod of 1. What do you want from me?
Oh shit, I forgot to add in my dex mod. Can I re-roll?
What's your dex?
You
mod?
can just
I
add
just
your
added it
dex.
here.
Yeah.
Plus 2.
So then it's 9.
So we're tied.
9. Me and Veshra are tied. Do we each re-roll?
Go for
Yeah,
it.
Yes,
go
I
ahead
don't
and roll,
care.
roll a flat 1d20 for a tiebreaker.
I'm letting him go before me.
Okay. So,
Okay.
give me a second here. I have to do. Oh my god. I
You
have
guys
to
are just both attacking in tandem.
hold on a second.
That'd be funny.
Oh my god, I have to do Kawasha and Kupaluri as well. Oh boy.
Did you
That's
You
fine.
gotta roll.
Give me
did
one
you
second.
erase turn order again?
Yeah, no, I have to do it. Yeah, I have to do it because now there's multiple people fighting at once. Let me find. Let me find Kawasha and Kupaluri.
You try and get philosophical with the goblin once and it doesn't work.
It's
Oh,
a
boy.
goblin, man. What do you expect? They're not all
You were
for
supposed to go like,
philosophy.
no, mine, or you keep.
You know what?
It was
Kawasha's-
only a 14.
Tell you what, Kawasha's actually not going to participate. He's going to get ready for any undead that come because of the noise. So he's got your back. But Hackenstone's going to join in the fight with you.
Alright.
You guys could have
So the dwarf
seduced the
is going
goblins.
Well, how we... Right. Next time.
Right.
You just swoosh in with some hip shakes, yo.
I don't think we have a bard in our party.
Unfortunately, not.
No, we don't need a bard. You can seduce with dance.
Or an elf.
We have the
Or
next
both.
best thing, a healer.
Alright, let me see.
I'll
what
just
this-
heal
Grandma.
them involving us.
You won't see a bard ride a fucking dinosaur.
It
I'm
wouldn't
sorry,
be-
Did,
it
I,
wouldn't-
did I say he had 2 warhammers? He does, but he instead this time pulls out a battle axe because he's like, "All right, no more Mr. Nice Dwarf."
It's time to hack some goblins.
Mr. Nice Dwarf.
So
That was
he-
the
he's,
term.
he's getting his axe ready here, and then
And my axe.
and
Hey,
our axe.
I guess you could say he has a axe to grind.
All right, give me
Yeah,
1 second
my-
here. I gotta do some multiple lookups. Oh wow, combat.
He kind of rolls in like, how about I ask you a question?
Oh boy.
I'm sorry.
I guess his senses are sharp.
Oh,
It's fun.
this is what our this is what
I
this
vote
is
for a total party kill, please.
Yeah,
we just
thanks-
all get
Thanks,
wiped.
thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thanks everybody. Have a good day. I do not know how to calculate his stuff. All right, fine. I'll just I got an idea on how I would do that. Okay. So I will just roll Hackenstone's initiative here. Never mind. This is not gonna do anything. I guess that's cool. That's fine.
That's chill.
Difficulties.
Okay.
God
cool.
damn it,
So,
roll
first
20.
in the order, we've got Dell. Then we've got Hackenstone.
Hackenstein.
Hackenstan.
All right.
Ugh,
What?
I just had
What?
a burp crisis, but it's
And
okay.
then-
They're multicolored, I see.
What?
I mean, I wonder if
so-
there's goblin racism.
So first
Probably.
in the order is Lydell. Lydell, you got 2 goblins coming at you. What do you
Okay.
Where's Alex Jones when
you're
you need him?
probably not going to let me do this, but if I go two-handed, I get 1d10 for the Warhammer, yes?
That's correct. So
I want to do a golf swing at either one or both of them.
Okay.
Golf swing.
1 second here. Gotta get back to my mark goblin sheet. I really hate this. Okay. So, go ahead and roll your 1d20 plus attack to hit.
You gotta.
1d20
if-
plus attack. What's attack? Strength?
Yeah, 1d20
Yes.
plus strength to hit.
Okay. 1d20 plus 2. Oop.
Alright, so which one is the
11.
blue one or the red one?
I guess they're both the same-ish area. Blue works.
Okay. So you're swinging at the blue one, and the blue one is charging at you, and as you go for that golf swing, it hits him, but the goblin doesn't seem phased. He just charges right past the hammer and continues flying at you. Next is Hackenstone, who's going to go ahead and try and swing at him with the great axe.
So the goblin is just in my face right now.
Yeah, he's getting in your face, but he hasn't attacked. Alright,
He's-
Hackenstone tries to swing his axe at the red goblin, but the red goblin dodges his swing as he lands a heavy battle axe cleave into the ground. Alright, and so the blue goblin is going to attack you, Gub. And,
Yeah, okay.
the blue goblin rolled a... Let's see...
I should probably bring a calculator up since I have to keep track of my
Alright,
HP.
he hit for 14. Does that beat your AC?
My armor class is 14.
Yes.
Okay, so then the blue
Do
goblin...
I break even?
Huh? Oh, no,
Do I break even then? 14 to 14?
I believe since the yeah, it's a tie, so I think it just cancels out. All right,
Nice.
alrighty. So the goblin swings his club at you. He swings his scimitar at you, and he clangs right off of your armor. Next is the red goblin, who's gonna take a swing at Hackenstone. And the goblin swings and cleaves Hackenstone in the side with his scimitar. And Hackenstone will get hit for... Let's see.
How terrible would it be if Hackenstone
Alright.
ended up dead from
Right,
goblins
and
right at the
Hackenstone
beginning?
gets stumbled to the side, and he's like, "Oh, that's smart," but he doesn't seem very phased.
He just seems angrier.
All right, next
Good
is
job.
Sarai.
All right.
Me?
Alright, so in
I'm
front
gonna
of-
charge at the goblin harassing Grandma, and I'm gonna take a slash at it with my longsword.
All right, go ahead and roll.
You
So
got
that's
me.
It's 1d20
Yeah, don't
plus
worry.
strength.
Wait, do I not have to roll my attack die, or just a hit?
Yeah, you do 1d20 plus strength to hit, and then you roll attack die for damage if you hit.
Okay.
You gotta get past the
Don't fuck me.
armor first.
You fucked me. You straight up fucked me. You stupid goddamn program.
You swing at the goblin, and the goblin rolls out of the way and goes back to sort of hammering fruitlessly at Liddell, by the way. Next
You
is
just do,
Vestra.
Why do our rolls keep being
Ah!
in this program?
You just do like one of those
Why do we
spins.
keep using roll 20?
Okay, if you want to use an alternative dice roller, just be honest. That's all I ask.
I have an alternative dice roller if you really want to use it.
It's up to you. I'll let you do it on an individual basis. Just, be honest. But next, Vestra, you're
Roll
up.
20 floated dice.
I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on the one attacking Hackenstone.
Alright, remind me again what Dissonant Whispers does.
It needs a Wisdom saving throw, or else it's going to take some damage.
Alright, and what's that
How
wisdom
much
saving
damage?
throw?
Yeah.
What's that wisdom saving throw? What does it have to beat?
Let me check.
Alternate dice rolling website is in the general chat if you guys want it.
It's
It should be
probably 10 plus.
Yeah, it should be like with the spellcasting plus your level, isn't
Spell
it?
save DC 8 plus proficiency plus charisma.
Alright, well I'm guessing go ahead.
13.
Go ahead and hit. Yeah, it hit him. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Dibblage.
He takes 15 damage.
Alright.
Dang!
Shit,
Alright,
bro.
well,
One spell, by the way.
Alright, so the goblin clutches his head and starts screaming like a banshee, and it starts foaming at the mouth, and it hits the ground.
Hold on.
And it just starts twitching.
It says it must
turned it
use its
rapid.
reaction if available to move as far as its speed allows. So I guess away from Hackenstone.
You turned it rabid.
Is it damage or is it like a movement?
It's reaction.
Okay.
Everything has a reaction, basically.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No. This one just it foams at the mouth and it passes out on the ground in front of Hackenstone, and Hackenstone has.
Oh,
Why
God.
did we start with this? Why did we have to intimidate?
All right, Liddell,
You're
you're
welcome.
back up. There is a blue goblin fruitlessly swinging at you.
Can I still try and swing at him, or am I too
Yeah.
close?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Are you doing this two-handed or one-handed? Just so I know.
Damn it! I missed.
All right. You bring it down on that goblin, but unfortunately the goblin just doesn't seem phased. It's in like a mad frenzy of trying to punch you in the sternum.
Lovely.
It's just hammering away at your sternum, and you're not feeling anything. It's just ah. All right, next is New Hackenstone. And New Hackenstone is going to go ahead and take a swing at this Gerblin. And Hackenstone hits the Gerblin, but kind of trims a bit less off than he'd like. And the goblin is now bloodied and is sort of staggering, but it's still adamantly punching Liddell on the sternum. It's just it's
Oh,
trying
God.
so hard. And the goblin is going to wind up for a bigger swing against Liddell because he's just fixated on hitting you.
Why?
Because it found its prey. All
I
right,
found the
and it
perfect
got
gift.
16. Does that beat your AC?
No, I have 14.
Then that beats your AC. All right.
Right.
So the goblin's gonna hit you now. For
I could put in the perfect gift.
the goblin hits you for 6 damage.
Oh no.
All right. Tharai, you're back up.
Alright, I'm gonna try and take a flash at that same goblin again
Okay.
and hope to God I hit.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Please, God.
All right. As you swing at the goblin, it trips over its own blood, and you unfortunately miss. All right. Next is Vestra. You're up again.
I'm okay.
Okay.
The RNG is a cruel mistress.
I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast
I just
the one
used all of my
attacking Grandma.
on turn order roll.
All right. Are you doing this? Where are you in relationship to Grandma right now?
Probably near them.
Are you behind her?
Probably to the side.
Okay, go ahead and Eldritch Blast him.
Eldritch Blast has a range of 120 feet, if that's your question, so it's
Okay.
probably gonna hit.
I'm assuming it's in a cone, so Liddell might be in danger
Or not.
as well.
No,
Hey,
it's a straight line, basically.
Okay, yeah, the goblin hammering away at Liddell, and your beam flies right over his head. Unfortunately, so.
These are very dodgy goblins.
Okay.
Am I going to die?
No, Liddell, you're
No.
back
I
up.
want to die.
This poor bloody goblin is just hammering away at your sternum.
Okay, hang on, I'm gonna check how much health I actually have. Okay,
And
12.
again, I have the perfect gift for this mutual hammering. Mutual ineffective hammering.
I think we have a very different term for mutual hammering, and it's not something I'm going to bring up in polite conversation.
Shh! It's
Alright.
family friendly.
Alright,
Is it?
Liddell, what's up? What are you gonna do? Cast a spell, swing your stuff, what's up?
I don't really have any spells that... Well, I can heal him, but I don't want to do that.
You can also move away from the goblin if you want. You can attempt to disengage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you disengage, he'll have a chance to swipe at you for damage, but... Yeah, you can, don't forget, you can move and then attack. So you're moving and attacking.
I mean, thing is that lantern has been helping me a lot lately, so could I just clock him with the lantern? Hoping that does
I know.
something.
Yeah, just
You
go
good?
ahead and roll,
We
1d20 plus-
lost Hazard, by the way.
Oh boy.
I'm here.
Okay,
No,
What?
oh, he just disappeared in the roll 20 thing.
seems
Weird.
good for me. Yeah, go ahead and roll 1d20 plus attack. Alright,
16.
go ahead and roll for damage. Let's do a 1d4 plus your strength.
The only time you hit is with a lantern.
Yeah, roll 1d4 plus strength. Okay, you clang the goblin over the head, and he gets knocked unconscious in front of you. Using your holy sensor to bash a goblin unconscious.
Finally.
Oh
Yeah.
god,
Why am
what's
I
that?
even carrying a hammer around?
And the threat is clear. There's now a corpse in front of you and 2 dead goblins.
Well, I'm glad we got that settled, and also, what is this fucking ringing sound? Does anybody else hear that? Or is it just me?
Yes. I
That's,
hear it.
Someone's fire alarm.
It's not me.
It's not me.
On that note, yes,
Right.
it's mine! I'll be right back!
Get out of here.
Cue the elevator music.
Still can't believe it. You guys just keep missing and missing, and then it's like, lantern time! Fuck, go!
This is a holy censer. This is something used to burn incense, and you've been doing nothing but leading dinosaurs and clocking things over the head.
It's made of metal.
It
like-
works.
Yeah,
It works.
It's seen better days.
I'm very sure Elmater's very proud of you, but also kind of not because you're smacking people with a holy censer.
Elmater is not proud of me.
Yeah, Elmater's not super fun.
What?
He's
Elmater.
like, you're beating people up with something that's supposed to spread an incense and ward off spirits, my dude. Alright.
Listen,
Times are tough.
Yeah.
when my weapons don't work, you gotta use your lanterns.
When Schmuck comes back, you can examine the scene if you wish, or you can move right on.
You can eat their corpses for health.
For sustenance, you can eat those goblins.
And one of them can, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, just go ahead, just eat the goblin. What's the worst that could happen?
Roll for Constitution. Oh no, you get poisoned and die immediately.
Oh, dang. Well, that's a pain.
Time to make a whole new
To be
character.
fair, one of my players ate a corpse that got turned into a leg of ham our first session.
Oh my
Well,
god.
is it a good leg of ham, though?
I don't know.
But it was
you
a
were
safe
there.
leg of ham.
He was the
It's
witch,
safest
remember?
leg of ham.
I wanna.
It was scrubbed cleanly with a sponge and soap. Uh-oh. Everyone went quiet. What happened?
Welcome back.
Okay, it looks like Discord is having issues again.
Yeah, you just left, and so did Schmuckyo.
Yeah, it seems to me like Discord's going through some issues today.
I think
Well, the
so.
update just popped.
Welp. Oh, they're still in. Schmuck's still in the thing. Discord shit the bed. Yeah, it was the same thing for them.
This is a great stream. We're doing so good.
I need to. I want to get an
What's-
apple.
What's editing, dude? Not fucking me. I don't know how to fucking edit.
Who needs to edit when we could just fuck? Don't
No.
actually
No,
do that.
no,
This is
no.
not the this
No,
is not the
no.
right stream for
No,
that.
no.
I'm sorry.
Listen,
I'm...
friend. I want to have more than one of these after this, okay? Also,
Twitch bans
hello,
us
Gustav,
immediately.
welcome to probably the jankiest D&D stream yet. You got
I think it's just
technical
because
issues.
technology,
This is
man.
great. Can I see the chat this time around?
If you wanna.
Yeah, it's not back for them. Hold on.
It's not like if I click on it, I see all of your notes.
No, you actually can't. I've made it so no one can see my notes except for me. Because half of them are physical.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going for
Every
I
time
don't
you make
actually know
that-
how to get to your Twitch.
You make that bump noise, and I just remember the meme
you're
with the
just
birds.
Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. James is taunting the fact that he can see the notes and the tables.
Which
Tell us
tables?
Final boss is.
Counter tables.
Oh.
Yeah, he could potentially see who the final boss is too.
Oh shoot, man.
You can't say a word because you guys are gonna take a while to get there anyways, but when they do eventually make it.
As long as they don't die, that is.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
flipping his shit.
It's a very real chance that we might die before you
Oh, that's
even
not-
show up.
Trust me, you've got
We'll just
time.
do a camera cut to you.
I mean, if you guys do die, you'll just end up having to make a new character. So give it like
Yeah.
You'll have to
be, like,
fight our zombies.
You can just have it be their son.
Take my
Yeah,
lanterns.
he's having a good time with that. Alright, cool. Alright, did we get
Trusting what you guys are from. Fire alarm is going bananas. Alright, so we're basically babysitting Thurai. They're just kind of AF.
Alright,
They're
yeah,
just
it's,
gonna be
it's
gone.
almost like the end of the day anyways. Because
well.
Hackenstone...
Just
Oh, hey, he's back.
welcome back.
That was something.
Alright.
So you guys are dragging Thurai's comatose body.
So Thurai is kind of tired after all that, and sort of winded. He's like, he can't take the stress of like Grandma winning a race and getting punched in the sternum, and once again, this holy sensor being used as a weapon. So he's not feeling too good. So I'll temporarily take over for Thurai. So there is a corpse in front of you and two dead goblins, one foamed at the mouth.
Uh-oh.
Loot 'em.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and have Thurai loot the red goblin. And Thurai finds 2 gold coins. Not like they were carrying a whole lot on them. Matter of fact, it wasn't even look like they're wearing a whole lot either.
What about red?
Yeah, the red goblin had 2 coins on him.
Alright.
And just shout out who you want to investigate. I'll deal with those appropriately.
I want to check out the corpse.
All right, Gub. You head over to the
Why not?
corpse, and you notice that it's been picked relatively clean. These goblins were sort of looking for anything, and this seemed just like a villager, kind of far from home.
Oh.
And it's a little sad. As you investigate around the corpse, you find 1 gold piece, and you see a little basket that's been torn to shreds.
Nothing in the basket, it's just like bits.
Yeah, nothing in the basket. It's just
Okay.
it's a wicker basket.
Take the basket.
It's a wicker basket that's been
It's
torn to
broken.
shreds.
Eat the basket.
It's a wicker basket that's in shambles. All right, and that's
Consume it for
yeah,
nourishment.
1 gold piece on the corpse and a wicker basket that's been torn to shambles.
We should probably do like a burial or something, shouldn't we?
Yep, you can have the basket.
I'll take the basket, but I want to do a burial.
All right, you acquire
No.
one torn up wicker basket.
How
I'll
about we
fix
just
it.
light them on fire?
I mean, yeah, okay.
I played Resident Evil.
All right. Well,
Do you have any
just
fire magic?
Just
You-
find some wood and scrape it really hard.
All right. All right. Assuming that you're going for a proper burial, you covered the corpse in sort of wood and trees, like this dead wood and these dead trees that have been around for a while. Kawasha comes over and says, "What are you doing? We should probably get moving."
No, we're gonna do a proper burial.
Burials aside, this is no time for a wasteland. Unfortunately, it will attract the zombies. And Hackerstone chimes
Do you-
in. Now, hold on a second. Sorry, you were saying? He looks at you, Veshra.
Do you have any flint and tinder?
I don't know. I would not like to set things on fire, especially with Koopalue.
Wait,
Koopalue doesn't seem very thrilled at the idea of fire.
I'm talking
One
about
of
the
you guys-
corpses.
are you guys,
Still.
isn't one of you guys dragonborn?
I am, but I'm not fire.
Oh.
Alright, you gather the necessary pieces, and Hackenstone says, Look, listen here, plant boy. We could use this as a distraction. The zombies will come over and see the fire, and, well, they'll get a few grubs of meal to eat, and that'll keep them sated. And Quash is like, Fine, I suppose, but I wanted to kill them. And Hackenstone's like, And die they shall, just not today. As you gather up the wood and you set the corpse on fire, sure enough, you start to hear shambling all around you, and Kawasha mentions that you should probably get going.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah, we should go.
Alright.
Just running with.
Alright, so you move a little bit further down the river, and much to Hackenstone's dismay, you cross the river again to a clearing by the river that's just not very far apart from the undead territory you were just in. And you set up camp for the night. Hackenstone's tending to his wounds and is asleep in his tent. Kawasha and Koopalue were playing some cards, and you saw Kawasha actually go around examining the local flora and collecting a few and putting them in his pouch. And you three are currently sitting at the campfire. Yeah, and it's pretty dark. I want to say it's about midnight around this time. Koopalue and Kawasha are fast asleep. Hackenstone, of course, is passed out and snoring very, very loudly. Kawasha, of course, isn't very happy about this, so he's plugged cotton into his ears.
It's.
Seemingly, I want y'all to roll perception. Just roll perception for me.
Oh.
Just gonna go ahead and delete this turn order. Set it later.
Who
Alright.
the fuck?
Thariah and Veshra, roll perception.
He did.
That's a d20 plus.
If you have
Wisdom.
wisdom mod, add your wisdom mod.
D20
Well-
plus wisdom.
Oh. We see nothing.
Hold on, we're still waiting for Schmuck.
Every time I hear shh.
Oh, that's right.
I
I'm
think
playing.
you're
I'm
gonna
playing
say-
for Thariah right now. I don't know Thariah's sheet,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna go ahead and roll. a
Like
one-
2.
Yeah, I want D20 plus 2, just for Thariah. Okay. So you guys don't really see anything, but you hear. Actually, Thariah notices something. He sees a purple star in the sky, and he's like, "Huh, look at that!" And he points up into the sky, at the purple star, right? And as you all look at it, the star seems to get bigger and bigger, and
We should move.
We
Yeah.
should move.
you all three stand up on your feet, and the purple star goes into the trees nearby, but yet you don't hear a thud or an explosion, but you see this purple light emanating from the trees.
Oh,
I go after.
All right. As you three move into the woods, Thariah has his weapons drawn, just in case. You see in the middle of this small clearing, a red dragon bathed in purple light. Sure enough.
Oh, that's why you were asking if there was a dragonborn.
No, I was asking because of the fire thing, but no.
Yeah, so there's this big red dragon that seems to be dazed at the moment. And it's just sitting there as the purple light slowly fades away.
Hello.
Just turn around back to camp.
I don't.
Gab, do you actually want to say hello to the dragon?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, Liddell, you stride up to the red dragon, you tap it on its back and say hello.
I mean, I've done worse. I've ridden a T-Rex. Why the hell not?
Alright.
Would you like some tea, dear?
And
Let
the
me.
red dragon
Snaps
regains-
around and
Yeah, the red dragon regains its consciousness and...
turns around and nearly snaps your hand. Who the fuck are you?
Well, okay, you're not getting any more fucking tea now, are you? I see
You
how it is.
Did you say T?
And the
Yeah.
guy says, "It talks."
Yes, how family friendly is this stream?
There's an old lady. Don't swear in front of the old lady.
Alright then, my little dragon notices the old lady and nearly throws out an F-bomb, was like, I'm a freaking warlock, what do you expect? Okay, you know what, yeah, it probably does look bad on my end. I'm not like normal dragons, let's just put it at that.
Yeah, clearly, says the Rai, sheathing his weapons.
Oh dear.
Right, so... right, and the Rai says, okay, so you fell from the sky.
Yes, well, it's a little bit more complicated. My patron sent me here, apparently without my clothes.
Uh-huh. And the Rai starts to kind of look away into the tree line.
Yeah, I had recently gotten together with a new patron, considering that I am a warlock, if that wasn't obvious by the giant glowing purple orb on top of my head.
New Patreon.
A new
At the one,
Yes,
the one gold
follow-
piece tier, you get a commission.
subscribe to my Patreon and you will get one dragon piece. No.
One dragon titty.
This is
Dragons don't
family
have
friendly.
titties.
This universe.
Dragons don't even have titties, come on!
Oh, you're a girl dragon. Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's put it at this. How about you guys throw me a question and we'll play a game of 20 questions. Ask me a question and I'll answer and we'll just go down the three of you.
Just
you want
pressure asleep in camp.
Yeah, Hackenstone and Kawasha can't hear any of this because Hackenstone's passed out and Kawasha has cotton in his ears.
Didn't even see the purple light. They rolled a critical miss with their perception.
Yeah, no, it's hard to be perceptive when you're asleep. Alright, so I guess the rest of okay, fine. Then who are you?
My name is Mahongale, and as you can see, I am a red dragon warlock. I was sent here by my patron to check on this weird, spooky undead nonsense. It's kind of fucking with my steez. So that's as much of my backstory you're gonna get out of me.
Awesome. I'm glad I asked. He says sarcastically.
So what about your other two compadres? Are they mute?
It's been a long day. The Rai chimes.
I'm sorry. I'm fucking crying because he came down on a giant purple teardrop. Okay, I'm gonna guess that you guys are here for the same reason I'm here, and that's the whole magical undead bullshit going on around, right?
Yep.
Okay.
The Rai says, so you were hired by Syndra as well?
I don't know who the fuck that is, so I'm gonna say no. I was hired by, I just said this, I was hired by my patron, my otherworldly deity beyond your comprehension. Wow, that explanation sounds stupid as fuck.
Oh, trust me.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Therai.
I apologize. That high-pitched noise in the background you're going to be hearing whenever I talk.
That's
That's
your
going to be a
say.
fact of life from now on.
Did you yank out the batteries?
Therai's
Something.
recurring madness slowly creeping in on him.
So yeah, big
Oh,
apologies
yes.
to everybody in the stream. It's something that I'll try to minimize by not
This is
talking
the
too
best
much.
stream.
Oh, I
So-
did probably.
What have I missed
Well,
while
There's a
I
dragon.
was
Dragon fell
trying to
from the
deal
sky.
with my possessed smoke detector?
a giant red dragon emerged from the forest bathed in purple light and is now talking with you. Its name is Mahon Gale, and apparently it was sent here to help deal with the undead plague, but they weren't hired by Syndra. And now you're currently shouting it
Yeah,
out.
hi, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's basically what I said. As you read. So yeah, you're currently
Well,
chatting it up with them and asking them questions.
There's his his image sheet, so you guys know what the fuck he looks like.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Alright, so does anyone else have anything else they want to talk to with Mahon, this mysterious red dragon supposed warlock
He's basically
that flew out of the sky bathed in purple light?
He's basically sitting here waiting for a session
So
of
what
20
questions have already been asked?
Who are you, and who hired you?
Okay,
Do you need me to repeat the answers to those questions?
perhaps.
His name is Mahon Gale. He is a warlock red dragon, and he was basically hired by his current patron, who is an otherworldly fucking being and shit. And I think that's the most that he said.
Oh, hey, you know what? Actually, Veshra, go ahead and roll religion for me.
Okay.
Roll your religious shit. Oh,
Good job.
you roll a 1d20. It's 20.
It's a crit.
Oh, come on.
Alrighty.
You become
While
Jesus.
you can't focus in on the feeling, you can feel a weird sort of connection with the dragon in front of you. You can't quite pin it, but there's something about that dragon.
Thought I
that
was
gives
in
you-
camp asleep.
Actually, can I try?
Didn't you come with them into the forest? Or did
No,
you
I
just
said I go back to camp.
Oh, okay. Then
They just-
in your dreams, okay, tell you
Like-
what then. In your dreams, you start to see images of this red dragon. You have no idea why. but
Oh,
you feel a faint
no.
connection with it.
No, it's gonna be hilarious. He's gonna wake
I
up in
try?
camp like,
Yeah,
what
you
the
know
fuck
what?
happened?
Go ahead and roll religion. Why not?
Never mind.
Liddell,
it.
you
How are you not?
Liddell,
Do you think
Are
the
you
Red
not
Dragon's patron
proficient
is
in
the
it? Yeah.
otherworldly smoke detector that insists on malfunctioning every so
Liddell,
often?
You know for a fact that what in front of you is a warlock that has a connection to something somewhere.
Okay.
Vague as fuck.
I can just look at it.
I'm fucking crying.
Alrighty. Yeah, feel free to keep chatting it up with the dragon, if you'd like, or do whatever else.
Would you like to help us, I guess?
I don't see why not, considering you're both going after the same thing, and it's probably gonna be much easier to do when I'm not by myself, naked in the woods.
You
Fair
have
enough.
skills.
Did you want like a jacket or something?
Nah, none of your jackets are gonna fit anyway.
That sounds like a challenge.
The most it's gonna do is just tear off. He'll slide over his arms, do the thing where like you push your arms forward to get over the shoulders, and just rips all across the back.
I just like imagine sweaters for like dogs and cats, but for a dragon instead.
Yes, yes.
It would have to be
One
like
of those like doofy looking sweaters. Like, hold on.
It would be
When
like
we get to
just,
Camp Righteous, I'm gonna buy a bunch of yarn.
just get,
Oh, Grandma's gonna knit you a sweater.
oh my
Your
god.
fate is
just-
sealed, motherfucker.
Oh god, no, please.
Put Mahone in the fucking turkey
Grandma's
sweater.
gonna make your ass a sweater.
My mom's just like, no, please, I don't need stuff.
Like, Grandma's gonna make you this sweater specifically.
If it has,
It's gonna be great.
you know what? No, I am now. Mahon is now on board with this fucking sweater. He's down to clown with this sweater.
It's gonna be a safety orange, and there's gonna be pom poms on it.
Oh my god, now he's a little less okay with this. He's a little less cool with this idea.
By the way, the image that I sent, never mind, it's not going to paste properly in Twitch. And I sent it.
Twitch will not accept it.
By the way, that's what I just sent the group chat.
Right.
For
Are
those of
you
you
sure it's
interested.
fair that we have an actual dragon in our park?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
You jealous?
Oh, don't worry. This
I'm
guy
pretty
has-
sure we're gonna be grappling with Cthulhu later on, so
Oh,
hey,
this
even
guy-
the odds.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this dragon's roughly 8 feet.
I'm sorry, what?
he is actually a little over 6 feet at the shoulders. He's probably 11 feet to the
You
head.
can't be above 8 feet if you're a medium creature.
He's 6 feet at the shoulders.
Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna count the head extension because that's like an extra half foot. So
Yeah.
he's roughly a few inches taller than Thurai.
Yeah. What the fuck is Thrai?
Thrai
What the
is
fuck
the
are any
is
of
the-
you?
Schmuck's character.
Yeah.
I'm a tiefling fighter
Yeah, I
whose
Oh, you
names
got
I
this right.
haven't nailed down.
Mahon, in front of you, the two that are talking, there is a tiefling fighter with swords adorned on his back, and a small grandma cleric is very happily thinking about how to knit you a sweater. Over in the camp, you see Veshra, the dragonborn, asleep in his cot. You see New Hackenstone, a small dwarf, grumbling in his sleep, and you see Kawasha and Kupalue, both fast asleep but annoyed by New Hackenstone in the corner.
Should we just head back to camp and let those two just get the fucking wake up call of their lives?
We should probably let them know, I guess.
Okay, you guys gonna
I
break
mean,
the
New
ice?
Hackenstone's gonna be surprised anyways, but
Oh, very surprised, I can imagine.
2 out of 3 is something.
He's gonna fucking kill me, isn't he?
Alright, so do you retire for the night?
Hell yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to let our new dragon friend know that if Hackenstone tries to attack you, I'll go
Fly
ahead and
away.
restrain the dwarf.
You don't have to say that you let him know. You can just speak in character at him. You only gotta let me know something if you're gonna do an action that can't be described.
Well, I'm too lazy to actually talk in character, so fuck it. I'm just going shorthand with this bitch.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Clint. Appreciate it.
Alright, well, Mahon responds, don't worry, if he tries to attack me, I'll just put him in my mouth, I guess. He's small enough to fit in there anyway.
This is a no
This is
vor
a
zone.
family stream.
I didn't say I would swallow him! I
Christian
said
household.
I did not say that I would swallow him. I said I would put him in my mouth like a pelican puts water in its fucking weird
That's
throat
just soft
thing.
vor.
Okay,
No,
alright.
it's not support!
Okay. The next morning, the party awakens. Hackenstone wakes
Did
up
I
late
heal
and
at all?
rest.
You
Oh, yeah,
heal
oh, yeah,
with
you're
it.
all,
I
you're
think
all
you
fully
heal with
healed. You all took a long rest. You're all fully healed.
Yeah.
All your abilities are off cooldown. You're all set to go. You took a long rest. You're all good.
He starts to lose his fucking mind.
What? As if he wasn't already? You met the dragon first.
You were the first one. Welcome Yes, there's giant, or small. I guess it would be a small talking dragon.
So Kawash is obviously pretty surprised, and he goes, "Ah, it's not killing us. Why is that?"
Because I'm not an asshole.
And it talks. Okay, cool, awesome.
We've had a very long night, don't you worry.
Kupalua is actually like happily bounding towards the dragon and just trying to climb on its back. And Kupalua is this tiny
nope,
little
no.
like, 2-foot green cactus boy. Doesn't have any spines. He's just a plant
nope.
person. Alright, Kupalua.
Nope. Fucking Mahon's bucking that dude off. Like, nope.
Yeah,
Why are you so rude to the little plant?
Because I'm an asshole. Chaotic neutral bitch.
So Kupalua tries to hop up. He obviously gets that he's not wanted on the back. He kind of looks a little dejected and kind of slowly walks back to Kawasha. And Hackenstone wakes up, and you can distinctly smell alcohol in his breath. And he looks at the dragon and goes, "Oh, look at that! That's the dragon."
Yep.
Alright. Well, and seemingly oblivious to it all, he just picks up his armor and starts trotting away back into the forest. Back to Hrakamar, am I right? Alright, here we go. And
That
he
guy
says-
seems like
Let's
he has a
go.
lot.
Yeah.
That guy sounds
Do
like
you
he's
think that
fun
man
at
is
parties.
going to be okay?
No. No, I've only just met him, and no, he's
Actually,
not going to
but-
be okay.
Yeah, what's
Can
up?
you fly?
No, I cannot
Darn.
fly. These tiny wings are vestigial as fuck.
And sure enough, as you look around the dragon's body, you see these tiny little vestigial wings that just don't seem like they have the muscle needed to lift anything.
Yeah, they just kind of wiggle, kind of provide
Haha,
shade.
tiny wing Wendell. Wendell's not your name.
Alright. Alright, so the party now
Gonna-
joined by Wendell.
Whoa, I'm gonna fucking kill all of you. This is not even. This is me speaking in character. He's just like, I'm gonna fucking murder.
Hackenstone doesn't seem to really be on his feet so much, so Kawasha starts leading you guys and is at the front of the party now. And you continue following this river. Alright, and it's about midday. I'm gonna go ahead and do a roll right now.
Mahon's just gonna casually walk through the river because he don't give zero
And
fucks.
this gigantic dragon is just wading through the river, splish splash, taking a bath.
Splish splash! I'm taking a bath.
Alrighty, and then let's see here. Oh my god.
Can you tell that I have 10 years of
And
roleplay
in front of you
experience?
all, Kawasha stops dead in his tracks, and he sort of puts his arms out to have you all stop. He's like, "Stop! Look!" And he points in front, and you see a cloud of blue mist in front of you.
Well, shit.
And Kawasha's like, "I've heard tales of this. They call this mad monkey mist. Try not to breathe it in."
Kawasha, I have a question.
Yes.
What?
Why on earth is it called Mad Monkey Mist?
They say
And
whoever
why is
breathes
the
it
name
in-
so...
They say whoever breathes it in goes mad.
That's
Where does the
worst
monkey
name.
part come in?
Oh, I don't know. I just heard stories. Okay, I'm better with plants than I am with diseases. Okay.
Maybe they just
Fair
maybe
enough.
they go so mad they throw shit at each other.
Yeah.
Is it flammable?
I don't
You'll
think so.
just die.
I don't know.
You'll blow
Actually.
if you do that.
Can it? Is there any way to disperse it?
Are you guys worried that I'm gonna set shit on fire?
I'm not entirely sure there's a way to disperse it. It seems pretty crowded. And sure enough, you see this relatively small patch of blue mist surrounding this clearing. And if you look a little closer, you can actually see, funny enough, a monkey in the mist, dead, foaming at the mouth.
Can we just go around it? It sounds localized.
We'll have to. We'll either have to tread back across the river or further into undead territory. I don't mind either way.
Do you guys want
Would
to
you
fight some
prefer
zombies?
Hackenstone?
Hackenstone.
I could take my.
If you look at Hackenstone, he's like, go around it.
Is
I'm
that
just
man
gonna-
perpetually drunk?
I'm just gonna pick up Hackenstone by like his belt and my teeth and just carry him from now on, if that's okay with you guys. Like, come on, old man. You're
Put
drunk
me
enough.
down, you little shit. I'll fucking kill you.
No,
He's
no,
not that
you're,
old.
it's okay. It's okay.
I don't wanna.
When did Hackenstone turn into the Demo Man?
When wasn't he?
It happened in our sleep.
Alright, Hackenstone actually goes ahead and passes out for the remainder of this trip. And Kawasha says, "Follow me." And he pushes you guys further and further. Unfortunately, this mist goes on a bit farther than you'd like, and you end up over here, give or take. Alrighty.
Alright.
And the sun is beginning to set. And Kawasha's like, I don't remember where the river is. I'm afraid if we keep going any further, we might get lost. And Kawasha does want to double back, but he doesn't want to go through the mist again.
Like, I could just burn a path in the ground.
As
Just
you
make
look
a
at,
charred line.
you can certainly try, but you're surrounded by a thick sort of canvas of trees. There's like a trunk
He
everywhere.
would
will kind
most
of
likely
burn
burn us
everything.
alive as well in the process.
So he wants
I
to
could do
go
a
back the way
Balto!
we just came.
Yeah, he wants to go back to the river, but he realized that would be a giant waste of time. So he's
I
like,
could do
well,
a Balto and scratch trees as we go.
we can either continue further and hope we don't get lost, or we can take our chances and wait here.
You want to keep going?
I can do a Balto and scratch the trees as we go. So, at least that way, if we find a scratched tree, we can just find the path.
Alright, if you want to do that.
My vote is to take our chances and delve deeper in and see how deep this rabbit hole goes.
Let's go!
Let's go, I guess.
To Alice in Wonderland.
Alrighty. You travel a bit further in. And
I'm still clawing trees.
you end up right about here.
Oh shit, we're in a hexagon.
Yep, and sure enough, Kawasha unfortunately has no idea where you are. So he says, well, all we can do is spend the night. We don't have a choice. Alright, and you set up a campfire for the night. But as you're setting up camp, you hear a rustling in the trees. And you can hear sort of like this odd... you can hear sort of this odd panting coming from the tree line.
No.
Oh God.
Oh, jeez. Should we
Go
roll for
fight.
perception?
Seems we've
Voyeurism.
interrupted-
Yeah,
Seems we've interrupted the tree mating rituals.
Alright, if you want to do perception to see what it is.
How do you...
I'll roll perception as well.
1d20 plus perception if you're proficient in it.
Only
It'd
one.
be plus perception anyways, but if you have proficiency in it, then you would add bonuses.
Yeah.
Alright.
Do I see anything?
I think it's gonna be a flat 1d20 for me.
God damn it, we got the same number. Are you kidding me?
I don't think I have any proficiencies, unless there's like a mod I can attach to it.
Alrighty, and Kawasha, of course, is...
Wisdom is what you add.
Oh, never mind, I'm blind as fuck.
We have the worst roll.
It's the smoke monster.
Unfortunately,
monster.
the party doesn't know what's coming as you are... As the being finally steps into the light and pounces nearby onto Kupalue, who actually rolls out of the way. And what you see in front of you is a ghoul. And now
Oh God.
And now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go
Roll
ahead and
initiative?
roll for initiative. You betcha.
Just
Yay!
It's a 1d20 plus
Oh.
initiative.
Wow, we
Do over.
Grandma
over.
broke his hip.
I don't-
Wait.
I don't know.
There's
Vesper got
no-
19.
Nothing happens on a negative.
Hey!
Motherfucker!
Well, you can't critically fail initiative checks.
Yeah.
That'll
No,
work
you
last.
you just like get booted out of the fight. You're just gone. You're lost in
I just
the
like
sun.
fucking ran Grandma over and make a beeline towards the ghoul.
Alrighty, so let me go ahead and go ahead and mix some.
I can't believe you guys' best rolls are with fucking initiative. You get a natural 20.
We're
Are you
fucked.
kidding?
We are fucked. We are
We're
fucked.
We
Fuck,
are
fucked.
screwed.
Well, I mean, that just means I'm gonna have a high roll. Lantern time.
Yeah, hey, there's the high roller.
Stop using your holy symbol to beat things up with.
I
But
just
it works.
realized my boy got like a torch and shit, but he's just got fire breath. I don't even need it. Who wants a free torch?
Alrighty. And this time, by the way, Hackenstone isn't in the fight because this time he's guarding the rear for zombies.
No, you passed out. Wait.
By guarding the rear, I mean he's fast asleep at camp.
He's guarding
I
our
trust him.
rears,
He's
don't
guarding
you worry.
the Flame warrior. Alright, so, Tharai, you're first up to the plate. There's this ghoul
Alright.
in front of you, sharp claws, sharp teeth, and panting. What do you do?
I have a quick question. Can I like double hand my longsword for the additional damage and attack at the same time?
I'm trying to remember the name of that. What are the traits on your longsword?
Versatile is what you're looking for.
It's versatile.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
two-handed,
that is what-
Sure.
Should
Okay,
know.
I'm gonna
your-
two-hand my longsword and I'm going to slice this fucker.
Alright, go
I
ahead
should
and
make.
roll.
I should note something. Your
Mhm.
damage of your weapon does not increase if you make it two-handed. You just add one and a half your strength mod to the damage roll if you hit.
Actually, in 5e, you do have a different roll, which is marked in parentheses.
Really?
again. Yes.
1d10 for me.
Yep, so it does increase its damage.
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead and roll to hit.
You know, that could have been a lucky roll, but I flubbed the command. Never mind.
Alrighty, go ahead
That's
and
really
roll for
good.
damage. It would be, since you're two-handing, it would be 1d10 plus strength.
Oh, fuck.
Max damage. jeez.
Alrighty.
Wowie!
Your
Did you
great,
just
your
win?
great sword cleaves into its chest and splits it wide open. The ghoul is now staggered backward.
We guys, we won't even
It's
be able to get
still
to
alive.
fight. The Raj shit take care of it all. We don't even need to worry.
It sure enough is now bleeding heavily from the chest as the ghoul is now like screaming at you. It's starting to pace around. Next up is
Calm
Vesher.
down, man.
Wait, aren't great swords 1d12?
Yeah, it's a longsword.
Longsword.
Oh,
Plus,
okay, he's
it's like a
using-
hybrid of a short sword and a,
Yeah.
and a great sword. Not really.
Just
Like a
Eldritch
broadsword?
Blast.
Blast,
this-
blast those
Yeah, this
demons.
motherfucker is like,
That hit?
pacing around. He's sort of like getting in and out of combat range. What are you hitting him with?
Look at
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, go ahead and roll
Look
for
at that.
damage.
Look at you guys are just getting these marvelous. Oh,
I
there
took
it goes.
took Agonizing Blast, so that's why I added the 3.
Okay. You blast this ghoul and it flies backwards, blood spurting from its gigantic chest wound. And it smacks up against a tree and then sort of clambers back into the darkness. But you hear it scampering around nearby.
You didn't even get to fight, you fucks.
Oh no, it's still around. Trust me, you can still hear its breathing.
You can.
Oh, should I
And,
roll for insight?
No, but now it's the ghoul's turn,
Okay.
and he is going to attack Thurai.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Let me see here.
oh, I wanted to get fought.
So this ghoul is pouncing at you right now, and it hits for 14. Does that beat your AC?
Nope, my AC is 16.
All right. So the ghoul pounces at you, and you rolled onto your back, but you quickly flick him back off as he lands close to the asleep New Hackenstone. Doesn't really seem to register that that's a person, though, and not a corpse, so he just bounds back off towards the party.
He's like looking down and I'm like,
Um,
hey buddy, what the fuck are you doing?
alrighty,
Why aren't you helping me?
Alrighty. Kawash is up, and he's going to go ahead and try and cast Ensnaring Vines. And sure enough, a lot of the vines miss. This ghoul is darting pretty frantically, but one of them catches the ghoul on the leg, and it is now prone and is unable to move. And with that said, Mahon, you're up.
I'm gonna breathe my fucking fire at it.
Alrighty. I believe that's a check that I have to do, yeah? Constitution or something?
Let me quickly check. No, saving throw is dexterity,
Alright.
which I believe he'd probably have would he have a disadvantage
Yeah,
because
because
he's
he's
prone?
prone. What does he have
Do I
to
still
beat?
need... He needs... Does he need to beat my dexterity?
No, this should say a DC throw of something.
Hold on. DC of 12.
Alright. Yeah, sure enough, this guy... How much damage does he take?
I gotta roll for
Yeah,
it.
go ahead and roll for damage, because he can't get out of the way.
11.
A Dragonborn's breath is 8 plus con plus proficiency for the breath save.
I already got it. It's
15%
11.
2d6 fire. Alright. And sure enough, you breathe fire on him, and he burns to a crisp in front of you as he twitches and screams and dies. The ghoul is dead.
I'm the most badass bitch in this place. I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, I, fucking bisected him almost.
I did the finishing blow. Don't ruin my moment.
Alrighty. And, yeah, that's it. There's a dead ghoul that's burned to a crisp in front of you. And,
I'm pretty... Did I burn the
Search his
loot?
body.
I'm
Right.
pretty sure I burnt the loot.
on the ghoul's corpse, you find, well, some stinky flesh. Nasty.
Ew.
Seems like that was its next meal, but it's now grilled. It's definitely meat, and it is now definitely fried meat.
Does the dragon want to try some?
I
No,
throw it in the river.
what the...
All
I
right.
don't want to eat...
Veshra
Let me
chucks
undead
that meat
shit.
in the... Wait, there is
Let
no
the
river. Sorry,
fishes
Veshra. You
eat.
can't.
I throw it in the jungle.
All right, you chuck the meat
And
into the
attract
jungle.
more ghouls?
Yeah,
Are you nuts?
you throw the
They'll go
freshly-
after the meat, not us.
Yeah, you throw the freshly cooked meat into the jungle. Its scent still filling your nostrils with a sort of a putrid smell. Doesn't smell like something that you really wanted to eat.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna eat that.
And from the back here, Hackenstone get up like, ah, why is a ghoul? Let's get him.
I just smush him with my tail like, no, sleep, child.
Also, weren't you carrying him by your mouth?
Well, I gotta put him down if I want to breathe fire, so I'm gonna just assume that I put him down to sleep at some point when we
Alright,
set up
just
camp.
You just, fucking tossed him
Kawasha goes
just over
to
your
see-
shoulder like a rag doll.
Kawasha goes
Yes.
over to see Kupalue, who is fine. Kupalue is totally okay. And
Tiny cactus.
yeah, tiny little cactus boy is totally fine. And with that, your day ends. You rest up, and you progress the next day. All your abilities are reset. Everyone's fully healed. It's great. However, when the next morning wakes up, Kawasha and New Hackenstone are quabbling. And you can hear them sort of fighting amongst each other. You hear them saying, like, it's like, it's your fault we're into this mess. We're farther than Rakamar we've ever been. And Kawasha replies, well, your bold thick-headedness led us into this jungle and almost got us tranced by a triceratops. And you can just hear them, like, viciously arguing against each other as they're not really... They're ready to go, but they're definitely arguing.
But I thought we were on track for both things.
Where the fuck even is this? Wait, where are we? I never asked where the fuck we were going.
We're going to a volcano.
We were going to the Peaks of Flame, weren't we?
You were heading actually to the Cobalt Mountains.
Oh, I don't know where that is, actually. Oh.
That's a long... That's a long
We're
way.
a long way from Kansas.
That's not my dude saying that, because
Yeah.
I don't think
And
he
of
knows what
course,
this map looks like.
You briefly overhear, it's like, well, we were on our way almost to Camp Righteous and you had to turn tail and run. And Kawasha's like, there was mad monkey mist. You would rather have gone insane? And it's like, of course he replies like, well, we could have crossed the river again. I would have hated it, but we wouldn't have been left here. Now we're lost. And obviously, it doesn't seem like these two are getting along very well.
I don't
It does
know.
look like we could just straight shot
Walk up to
diagonal
them
left,
and
couldn't
try
we?
to calm them down.
Alright, go ahead and roll persuasion.
Me?
No, to Veshra.
Come on, dice.
Go ahead and roll
I can
one.
try to
So who are
calm-
you targeting with that one? Kawasha or...
Hackenstone.
Alright, you can try a second one for Kawasha.
If it doesn't work, I can just try to soothe them with my pan flute.
There we go.
Whoa!
Failing that, I can like intimidate the fuck out of somebody.
So Kawasha, of course, starts to calm down. It's like, no, I understand you're right, but we had to do this risk. And Hackenstone's like, well, it was a risk. It was a stupid risk. We're still lost.
Yeah.
We're
It was a-
stumbling off.
It was a calculated risk, Hackenstone.
You want to know what's calculated? He's leading us into undead territory on purpose. Do you even know what's in front of you?
Can you repeat that? I actually didn't hear what you said.
He said, it's you want to know what's calculated? His guidance. He's been leading us into undead territory on purpose. I bet we're about to fight something really nasty if we continue on this path. But I wouldn't know. We're lost.
Quasha, be honest with us.
Kawasha turns to you and said, this is exactly what you signed up for. You wanted to fight undead. I was happy to go to...
We
Harakama
wanted
with
someone
you.
to chart us through the jungle.
And
We
we
agreed
are.
to fight.
And we
We
are.
agreed to fight the undead, but not
We're still headed to the
every
mountain. It just
undead.
takes a while.
Kawasha said,
I knew
"Exactly."
fully well what I was getting into when I paid him the 150 gold fee.
It's like, that is exactly correct. We are still on track to find Rakama. But I noticed that we were able to kill some undead on the way before we reached Camp Righteous. So I led us there so that way I could help you remove the fees. Is that so bad?
I
I'm
didn't
not
even sign up
complaining.
for
In the
any
end-
of this shit.
I think from now on we should pick our encounters more wisely.
Kawasha doesn't seem very...
I understand your need to get rid of the undead, but getting rid of all of them, it's impossible.
At least for three,
At least
four,
by
four
mortal
fuckers.
standards.
I know it's not impossible,
can-
but if we avoid them altogether, we won't make any progress.
We'll get some along the way, but we can't get every one of them.
But Kawasha doesn't seem very happy about this, and he starts like stamping his stick on the ground. He's like, well, before we can bicker any further, we'll have to find our way out. So Kawasha pulls out a map and starts studying, and you see Harakamar start to trudge off in a direction. There's a choice you can make. You can either try and help Kawasha navigate the map, or you can begin to follow Harakamar.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. Or that's Mahon saying that. He doesn't know what the fuck any of this means.
There's
Do we
probably
take the
nothing
risk
I
and
can-
split up the party?
It's a bad idea.
That's a very
There's not a
very
lot we
bad
can
idea.
help with the map. I do say we at least let him know we're gonna follow Rakamar.
Alrighty.
Are we?
Well, I paid for the fucker, so I guess I'm going to stay with Kawasha.
Alrighty.
Because I did fork over like most of my life savings. And my
Just do the
debtors are
gambling
breathing
piece.
down my neck each and every single day.
Should
I have a
we,
gambling problem, I can't help it.
Should we split this 3 by 3 then?
Shit, I accidentally exited the roll 20, hold on.
Get back in here. Get back in here, you fuck.
I hit the button on my mouse that goes back!
Alright. Actually, you know what? Let's see.
What?
I want y'all to go ahead and roll. Who's studying the map with Kawasha?
Thurai.
Okay. Thurai, go ahead and make just a roll a flat 1d20 for me.
I suck dick.
Alright. Yeah, unfortunately, the map that Sindra gave you, you're not able to cross-reference with Kawasha's map, and unfortunately, you're not able to make any progress. And who's following with New Hackenstone?
You said we were following.
That's right. Okay, so hold on. Let me
What's
give
your
you a
name?
second here. All right. So New Hackenstone, still doing his stubborn stomp through the forest, passes by a couple of trees, and you hear him say, "Aha! I knew it!" And sure enough, he opens his map and locates you guys right here. So you're no longer lost, and you know exactly where you are. Is it Camp Righteous? Is He says, "I told you, Camp Righteous is right over there. Won't be more than a day away."
Nice. Let's go.
What about that monkey mist shit?
You are past the monkey mist. You took a
Okay.
detour and you got lost as a result.
I'm gonna
Yeah, we kind of
fucking-
monkeyed about, didn't we?
Alrighty.
Do I need... Are the two still behind us? Should I fucking blow a fire flare?
No, everyone was still following, but Kawasha was studying the map.
Okay. Okay, I just want
Alrighty.
to make sure there's no stragglers.
Alrighty, as you leave, you see this nice open clearing. It seems to be sort of a break of trees in a way. And New Hackenstone is like, this would be a good place to camp, but we got no choice if we want to reach Camp Righteous and get out of this undead territory.
I mean, I could fucking take some people on my back if anyone wants to sleep.
And Kawasha is more adamant. You see Kawasha sort of like setting his stick down. Like, I'd rather stay here. We have a clearing. This is a perfect place to defend ourselves. And yet again, Hackenstone keeps like pacing towards Camp Righteous. He's like, I'd rather we get to the fort than we stay out in the woods for one more second with you.
Kawasha, if you come with us, it's safer in the camp.
Yeah, but his whole reason for being here is to fight stuff. He doesn't want to be.
If we go to the camp, maybe we can
I mean-
get more allies to hunt the
I mean-
undead.
Yeah,
and
but the
also
more
we're gonna-
people we ask for help, the more help we have to do.
Also, fucking, we're gonna be traveling
we're
overnight,
adventurers.
right?
What do you want, Go?
We're gonna be traveling overnight anyway, so we're gonna be bound, like while we're traveling, we're gonna be bound to bump into some undead anyway.
Alright, so you are offered a choice. Would you rather go with New Hackenstone and travel overnight towards Camp Righteous, or spend the night here with Kawasha?
I'm going to Camp Righteous, motherfuckers.
I'm going to camp.
Alrighty. Schmuck, any opinion?
I'm gonna have to stick with Kawasha or else I'm never going to get that security deposit back.
We did
Alright.
hire him. I'll stick with you.
Alrighty,
Oh my
well,
goodness.
the party starts marching again with New Hackenstone with the vote of 2 out of 3, and Kawasha is still not very happy. Kupalue seems a little bit concerned for Kawasha as he's starting to look a bit more steamed than before. And now at night, it gets dark. There is no moonlight penetrating these trees, and Rakamar slows his pace as he's starting to lose his way a little bit. And yet again, in the middle of the night, you hear the rustling of trees. But this time, it sounds like more than one thing is coming your way.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead and
Multiple
roll.
ghouls.
Go ahead and roll perception with disadvantage.
I almost started typing in the Twitch chat instead of the regular chat.
You're just like 1d20.
There it is.
Oh, do we need to roll as well?
Yeah, you rolled twice. And you're rolling
Take
with
the
And I
the
took the
lower.
lower number.
Correct.
Sorry, rolling for
Damn
something, you
it!
said?
Ah! Got a
Alrighty.
16
Okay. Let's see here.
or 15. I don't know why it added a +1 there.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna. Hey, James.
You gotta
what
find
number
your
do you want to
death.
be? 2.
Yeah, find your
Okay.
dad.
Awesome. Thurai, go ahead and roll Constitution.
Oh,
that didn't work.
shit.
Get fucked.
Hang on,
This
sorry,
is the
I'm
last
doing
time we
this.
listened to the
Gotta-
dwarf. You understand me,
Gotta roll them
fuckers?
separately.
Don't worry,
Yeah,
I'll eat him.
figured that out.
I'll eat him tonight.
So yeah, Thurai, I need you to roll a Constitution.
But I thought we were staying with Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa is not his name, my
Yeah.
dude. You better be careful.
Quasha.
Wow!
Sup, Kwanzaa? How you doing?
19. Okay.
Hold on.
Alrighty.
I read it off the turn order, I
Why am I
goofed.
holding on?
I
Why are
thought
you
they
holding
were
on?
staying with him and me and
Yeah, why are we getting
Dwarf
fought?
Do
specifically.
you want to split up the party?
Do you guys want to?
I mean,
I
the
know she
narrative
does
already
with
went
money.
as the group decided to do a vote 2 to 3, and the majority voted to go with the dwarf. So I guess we're still together technically.
Shit. Well, I mean, we're still fighting stuff, so we'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'll give you a choice. If you split up the party now, then the combat will change. But you have to tell me who stayed with New Hackenstone.
Nah, take the lumps, take the lumps.
I'll take the lumps.
Okay?
What are the lumps?
Alright, Thurai,
I'm not the one getting
you're
fought.
able to get your guard raised as a swarm of 4 flying creatures bombard you with attacks, but you are left unscathed.
What the?
Oh,
Does
this is the
anybody-
last time I listened to a dwarf.
Does anybody have dark vision?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
I
shit,
do.
actually, hold
I
on.
do. I got 120 feet, bro.
Oh shit! I also got dark vision.
Whoa, dark
Why do you
vision,
have dark
bros.
vision?
Guess
High
we got
five. We just stand in the middle and high five.
Alright,
Dark
go-
vision, bros.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception again, this time with advantage. So you
Can
take
I
the higher
just?
number
Can we
this
just
time.
take the advantage roll that we did earlier?
Oh, cock me in the ass for fuck's sake!
Oh yeah, baby!
Alright.
Look
Well, I
at
don't
you
need
go.
to roll.
I
There
have
we
a
go.
lantern.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and go with that. Veshra and Mahon, you see a pack of 4 Sturges encircling the party.
For what?
Sturges.
Sturges.
Sturge.
Yeah,
Sturges.
basically, if I was to describe them, they look a cross between a large bat and an oversized mosquito. Its
Hold
legs
on,
are
let me
go
like
find-
pincers and its long needle-like proboscis.
No, thank
Way to
you.
ruin a perfectly good bat.
Hold on. Let me get a picture. It's oh god, it's gross. Oh,
Yeah,
No,
it's
thank
not
you.
pretty.
oh, oh, guys, this is so gross.
Yeah, you're a dragon.
Look
Like,
at how gross
fuck
this
it.
thing is. I can't fly. I can't. I told
I
you
said
this.
fire, not flying.
Alright,
Oh,
and Gestalt brought up a good idea. Whoever rolled a one on initiative gets to go next first round, so that's a pretty good idea. I'm going to use that.
Yay.
Oh,
Alrighty.
so Gubbs gets to go first?
Yeah, let's roll for initiative with Gubbs automatically being first.
Okie doke.
Yay.
He gets to be the special boy this time.
Tied again.
Me and Vesher are tied again.
Go ahead.
Alrighty. So first.
Wait, so do we roll to do a tiebreaker, or
No, go ahead.
okay?
I'm going to Kermit. I'm gonna Kermit.
I'm going to commit
So
suicide.
did you guys already
I
roll
will.
for?
Piggy.
Schmuck's going ahead of me.
All right. So we got that. We have.
You're the fighter. You gotta get in.
I changed my icon for my boy.
Let's see here.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention a thing. 2 things with the character now, Corey. He now has an appreciation for music, and also will help anyone in a similar backstory situation to him.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so if you want to use that against him, feel free. Looking at my 6, like,
Jeez.
I'm gonna be last, aren't I? I'm gonna be fucking last. I am
Yeah.
fucking last. I hate. Oh my god, I hate my life.
Okay. Let's begin some more combat. Oh boy, isn't this exciting?
Fuck me.
Okay, let's begin with Liddell. You have 4
Okay.
ugly bat things circling you. What do you do?
I don't think I can hit one with a warhammer, and given my roll history,
Do you
I
have a
shouldn't
ranged
try to
weapon
do
class?
that.
Use your magic.
I don't have any magic. I can heal them.
I have no magic missile, only healing.
You said they were like
Hmm?
they were bat bug things. No, the only thing ranged I have is a quarter staff, which isn't really ranged.
You actually could throw your weapons at them. But
Not
you
unless
would
the,
risk
not unless the
losing
weapon has
them.
a throwing stat. If you throw it and it doesn't have throwing enabled,
Yeah,
I
no.
will give you disadvantage if you want to throw your weapon.
Yeah.
Can I just light some incense and hope they go away?
You know what? Sure, go ahead and light it. And roll that as an intimidation check.
Intimidation, that is 2. Womp womp.
You're
Nope.
intimidating. Oh my god.
They love it.
They're digging it. They're like getting high.
Alright, believe it or not,
Snoop Dogg playing in the distance.
2 of the Sturges actually seem a little bit rustled by this and start flying a bit more closer towards the tree.
Okay.
And the Sturges
Okay.
aren't a big fan of the sort of the smoke and fire that's going around right now, so they seem a bit more freaked out as they back towards the trees. Alright, next, the first Sturge is going to swoop in and take a swing at Veshra.
Can I use Armor of Shadows? It's at will.
What does Armors of Shadows do?
It lets me cast Mage Armor at will.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, 14 AC.
Alright, give me 1 second here. Alright, and the Sturge hits you for 22.
I am down.
No, not damage.
Oh,
It beats your armor class for 22.
Oh, I thought you meant...
Yeah. I was
Um,
like,
Yeah,
well,
one shot by a
alright.
mosquito.
Alright, hit me.
Alright, give me 1 second.
And the damage is gonna be 24.
Alright,
Then I'm
you are
really
hit
dead.
for 6 damage, and the Sturge is now attached to your head.
Oh god.
Oh.
And you can feel it sucking blood out of the top of your head.
I don't like this.
Alright, next, another Sturge is gonna go and attack Liddell.
Oh.
No, thank you.
No thank you.
And it is a 15. Sorry, 17.
No, thank you.
Alright. The Sturge attaches to your head, and you are hit for 6 damage.
Okay.
Stop sucking us!
Alright, Thara, you're up.
The good
Two,
suck.
two of your friends have weird bat bugs attached to their heads.
Shit.
Help.
Just wham 'em. Wham 'em.
Who's your favorite?
Who's your favorite?
Okay, no, I have to ask this. If I happen to miss
Oh, are you gonna clock us on the
swinging
head?
at one of them, will I accidentally slice one of my party members?
That depends on what your attack roll is.
Oh, God.
Don't slice that. Don't use your fucking bladed weapon to get.
Just if,
Actually, I do have a...
if you
what?
want, use whatever you want to attack. Just roll whenever you're ready.
I'm going
You
to
don't
try
have
and pick off one of the Sturges, sucking off, who's getting sucked off right now?
Both Veshra and Liddell have bats attached to their heads.
I'm gonna try and, snipe the one that's on Veshra's head,
Okay.
using a light crossbow.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Gonna
and
die.
it would be plus Dex if it's a ranged weapon. So 1d20 plus Dex.
If I remember correctly, Dex is not my strong suit. Actually, no, it's tied for strength.
Are these giant bugs or what?
They are roughly about the size of they're about the size of a bat, like a pretty big bat.
Okay, I thought they were gigantic and were just
Alrighty.
eating our brains.
You fire off a crossbow bolt and it whooshes just past.
Shit.
Veshra, you're up.
I want to
Vesha
grab the
smacks
thing
my own-
eating my head and crush it.
Okay, go ahead and roll 1d20 plus strength. Alright, you
I'm
attempt
on.
to grab it, but that thing is secured firmly on your head. And also, since it is... Oh, sorry, never mind. It's still stuck to your head, and you still feel the blood flowing from your body. One of the Sturges near the trees is now going to charge at Mahon.
Woo!
What's that happy woo?
And
I
since
want
it
to
was-
fight.
And it was intimidated, so as it flies at you, it actually misses and swoops back into the air. The second surge
Fucking
is now.
coward!
The second surge is gonna go for Thorai.
Cowards!
It also misses as it just whooshes past you, intimidated by the fire. Mahon,
The
you're
lot
up.
of you are, the lot of you are cowards. Also, I'm gonna tail smack one of the Sturges on Little's head.
Okay, 1d20 plus strength.
I have nothing in strength.
Uh,
Holy shit!
Holy
Alright,
shit!
roll for damage.
Hold on. What was your strength?
I have
Doesn't
0
matter.
strength. That's a natural 20.
I know, but I want to know what your strength.
Holy shit!
Alrighty.
You
Alrighty.
just crushed the thing like a bug!
What is the damage that you roll for tail?
It's a 1d8 plus blood. I don't even know what the fuck.
You roll a 1d.
I think I got a
okay,
crit.
Yeah,
I think I got crit, so it doubled.
yeah, that would still be around 16. I don't know what that thing is, what it gave
I
you.
don't
So you
know.
rolled
Either
like
way,
max damage.
With a mighty swing of your tail, you absolutely. Who are you saving?
Liddell.
Me.
Right, with a fucking whoosh of the tail, the thing explodes upon contact with your tail.
Oh god, it's
And there-
everywhere.
And there is nothing left of that bat. Liddell, you are now freed. You're up.
How much damage did you say it did to me?
It didn't do damage to
They
you,
got a
just the
crit, so their
bat.
tail
Nothing.
perfectly skimmed the bat off of your head.
Okay.
I don't know how I got.
How many are left? I'm gonna
There's-
try.
yeah, I
there's
should be,
still a Sturge attached to Veshra, and there's 2 flying in the sky around you.
By the way, should I be like subtracting how many bolts I have left? Since I
No.
use
I
my
don't
crossbow?
care.
Or
I don't care.
you don't care?
I don't care.
Okay. So I just have a crossbow.
Yeah, I
Without
like
having to worry
crossbow.
about ammo. Okay.
Don't even
It's
worry
Nazar.
about it, not unless you're using special ammo.
Miss
Okay.
Nazar, I'm gonna help you with
Don't
my
kill
good
me.
rolls.
Alright,
Do you
what
want to be or hammer or
Claw.
quarterstaff?
How are you gonna save Vestra?
I'm gonna let him choose Warhammer or quarterstaff, buddy, old pal.
What would you rather get potentially hit with?
The thing.
The quarterstaff.
The thing.
Just fuck it. Blunt force
You-
trauma ahoy. Use the hammer.
Alright, Liddell, go ahead and swing with your hammer.
I don't know.
Oh damn!
Good
Okay,
enough.
go ahead and roll
Take
for
me
damage.
out to the ball
How do I roll for
game.
damage, actually? Warhammer.
It should say right next to it what the damage dice is. It'd be like a 1d6 or 1d8 or whatever.
Do I add
You should
strength to
also
that?
shout out
Yeah,
4
yes,
as you
you add
swing.
strength.
You do that dice plus strength. Alright.
Ooh.
Don't think I did much.
Liddell, you bring down the hammer and that bat
Oh,
gets
sorry, ignore that.
and that bat gets fucking crushed and crumples to the ground dead.
Oh, okay, they don't have a lot of health.
Alright.
We got this.
Sturge is out of the game. Thorai, you're up. You still have 2 Sturges hovering close to the tree.
Are they just... Okay. I'm gonna try and pick them off again with my crossbow.
Alright. Go ahead and fire a bolt at him. Alright, go ahead and roll for damage. It'd be plus dex.
Is it just a... Oh, I thought it was just a flat 1d8.
No, plus dex. Your dex modifier affects all range weapons.
Okay.
Alright. Bolt
Nice.
perfectly pierces
Jeez.
the head of the Sturge as it falls to the ground. There is now 1 Sturge left. Veshra, you're freed. What do you do?
I'm gonna throw a javelin at it.
You have a javelin?
Yeah.
Alright. 1d20 plus dex. Alright. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Everyone's.
strength or
I've just.
dex with
I've
the damage?
blessed
Dex
everyone
with
with the
range.
gold. I've blessed everybody with good rolls.
Yep.
Alright.
Just after
As a
bludgeoning
seemingly
the tail.
unnecessary show of force, a gigantic wooden stick pierces this
It's
gigantic bat.
it's a metal rod.
A giant rod pierces through this bat and sticks it to a nearby tree. It's dead. The party
Oh,
is now
jeez.
safe.
I'm gonna eat it.
Yay.
Alright.
I mean, sure.
That one's
Can I-
mine.
can
It
I-
has my blood.
Can I eat the bat on the stick?
If you want to, go ahead.
I'm eating it now.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, how do I do that?
1d20 plus con mod.
why are you doing this to yourself?
Okay.
D20 plus.
You
Two.
quickly spit out this vat's juices because that's human blood you're tasting.
Oh god, no.
There's also some undead sludge in there. It seems like this bat tried to pick off one of the undead earlier. Didn't go well for it.
Ugh. Ugh.
But
Oh,
you
that
are
was a
not
mistake.
affected.
This is a
Wipe
mistake.
off my javelin.
All right. Actually, go ahead and roll. I want you to roll athletics to see if you can climb the tree.
What?
Me?
I thought it was at like the base of the tree.
Is hovering roughly about 10 feet in the air.
Don't
Alright.
worry, if you fail, I'll just give you a boost with my snoot.
That is totally possible. All right. You
you got it.
slowly climb your way up the tree and retrieve the javelin as the dead body that was now partially chewed on
Athletics
falls
is
to the
great.
ground.
I need water. I need a river. This is I made mistakes.
All right.
Probably
Believe
some
it
at the
or-
camp.
Yeah. So Hackinson actually offers his flask to the dragon, saying, "Yeah, that's not pretty."
Thank you.
And your mouth is washed clean of the undead sludge and blood.
Ugh.
That you for some reason
Alrighty.
decided to eat.
And Hackinson,
Listen, man, I'm chaotic neutral.
And
I
Hackinson,
don't
This dragon wants to vor.
all right.
I don't want. I don't vor.
And
He's
Hackinson
dead.
says, "Look, I know you're all weary, but Camp Righteous is right there. I swear I can see it through these trees."
Let's go.
And
Let's
Kawaki says,
just
"No,
go, we're
we
all-
have to rest. They're injured and they suffered blood loss." And of course, Hackenstone and Kawasha start fighting again.
Can I just
Washa,
roll
we
to
can make
intimidate these two fuckers to be silent?
Try it.
I can actually probably do that one better.
All right, go
Fuck it.
ahead.
Do you want to intimidate together?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, go ahead and roll intimidation against these two.
Damn it! Oh wait, did I get 18?
1d20,
Did I?
plus 3, I think. I have a proficiency in intimidation.
It's charisma
I have
and
plus-
proficiency.
I have +5 intimidation, my dude.
There's like nothing in my intimidation box though.
All right, then
I
just
failed
you
that.
just roll a 1d20.
Okay.
I failed.
Okay.
What
Good.
the fuck?
Schmuck, you successfully get the two to calm down, but now, of course, they're still on edge. But Kawash is still firm in saying we should rest, and Hackenstone still says it's right around the corner. He is like dead.
Let's
sure
just
of it.
go.
Kawasha is correct. We need to rest.
Oh
Alright.
yeah, you
We
guys.
cannot go on with the party like this.
I could go,
We
but
have-
you guys are fucking dying.
Gov, you want to do your job?
What do you mean?
You're the healer.
Yeah, I can
Just
heal.
heal us.
We get a minute.
Yeah, if you want to keep. If you
I mean,
want to,
blood.
if you wanna cast
I mean,
these
Grandma
spells
just
and
got
offline,
done
let me know.
getting like fucking.
No one's dying.
Yeah,
Jesus.
You can cast spells in or out of combat, but you just have to burn the spell slot still
Okay.
the same. Just know that until you rest, you can't get that spell slot back.
You see?
So if you want
You're
to
not
do it
even
at
that
any
hurt.
time- if you want to do it any time, just name the target and then roll your healing dice.
Yeah.
But
I'll do it later. I'll do it later.
Yeah. So
It's
what is
right there.
So what has the party decided? Camp Righteous or rest?
Cool with I.
I need to rest.
All
We
right.
should rest.
We have 2 for rest.
I'm a neutral party.
Just go.
All right, Mehan, you gotta tell me if we're tied or not. Do you want to go towards Camp Righteous or do you want to rest?
I guess we'll rest, considering 2 of our guys just got stabbed in the skulls.
All
It
right.
wasn't a deep cut.
Alrighty, the party sides with Kawasha as they decide to rest, and Hackenstone is a little fumed. He starts bashing a nearby tree, saying, "It's right there! You're just wasting time!"
And
Hush.
dwarf.
Fine. As he sits down and helps build a campfire, and he's obviously not very happy about it.
Silently contemplates flopping on that dude. I
Don't.
don't do it, but I contemplate.
Weesh.
The party takes a long rest,
Wish you
restores their
like
health and
fuck.
magic, and next day you take off towards Camp Righteous. And sure enough, right as Hackenstone said, it didn't take you half a day for you to reach Camp Righteous at roughly noon. And you are now at Camp Righteous, and let me tell you what's ahead of you at Camp Righteous. Oh boy, Camp Righteous.
Yeah.
You come upon this abandoned riverside camp strewn with wreckage. Tents are moldy and tattered, and all the permanent structures appear to have been burned to the ground. 2 intact rowboats are tied off to a short dock. North of the camp is a ridge built into what is an 80-foot-tall stone statue carved to look like a man with a crocodile on his back. In between the statue's feet is a stone archway leading into a dark tunnel. To the left of the statue is a crude animal pen with a small panicked bird running around inside it, and there's no other signs of life. And you know what? Alright. And you guys roughly appear near the actual main structure itself. You don't have a map, because no one really has a map of this area. But right now, following the cliffside road, you are in front of some latrines. So you're free to explore Camp Righteous.
Yeehaw.
And if you ever are confused on where you are, just ask me what you see. What do I see around me, and I'll let you know.
What the fuck? Are any people intimidated by the fact that there's just a dragon in here?
Nah, it's all fine.
Hackenstone seemed alright with it.
Yeah, no
Mahan,
one really
I
cares
To be
say
about
fair,
telepathically.
Okay, but to be fair, Hackenstone's kind of drunk out of his ass like 95% of the time.
Hackenstone's fully
He's
sober. He's
high.
now upset, but he doesn't seem bothered by the dragon. He seems more upset that there's no one inside Camp Righteous anymore.
Yeah, that's a bit...
That is
Should
a
we
very-
go look around and investigate?
Look for
You want
wreckage.
Alright, so nearby, you're close to the latrines and an animal pen, which is inside, has a small fledgling axebeak.
Axe beak.
Can I try and commune with an animal again?
Let me see. I believe that's one of your
Can't believe
god's
you're gonna-
abilities, yes? Can you do
If
that
they're
naturally?
suffering?
Yeah, the axebeak, you can, if you go ahead and roll religion to see if you can tune in on this axebeak.
That is... Where is religion on this? +2.
You're so religious.
Get hit.
Not...
Alright.
Is that enough?
You actually gain insight on what this fledgling bird is thinking, and it feels like it's trapped inside its enclosure. It doesn't know how to get out. It's suffering for the fact that it's this little baby and it can't find its parents. So,
Are you gonna free it?
yeah.
Are you gonna free it?
Can I take the axe beak with me?
You can certainly attempt to free it, if you'd like. You can...
Okay.
Kawasha probably says it... Kawasha turns to you and says, "Ah, yes, an axebeak. They're very territorial, but mostly family-based. Yeah, I see that you want to take it with you, but that's probably a bad idea. Let it go back to its family."
Fair enough. If it can find its way.
Alright. Sure enough, you set the little fledgling free and it flies back into the jungle, and you feel its suffering fade from your mind.
And then it gets
Yeah.
eaten by a larger bird.
And that's it. Alright, so I will set up the turn order again, so you can identify...
But yeah, we should probably look for, like...
I think I know what
Wreckage.
fucked up the crit thing. I had
I'm
a
just gonna
crit
do
range on
initials.
the thing.
I'm just gonna do initials here.
tired of writing.
Yeah,
Are you just gonna put a gay dragon?
Alright.
You know, can you just slide him around though? Like,
Yep.
do you need to clear it out every time?
Yeah, I think I'll keep it. I'll slide him around. So okay. So Liddell's done. Veshra, you are in front of the latrines, and you just saw a bird fly away into the jungle. In front of you is a gigantic stone statue of a man with a crocodile on his back, which has a entrance to a doorway. And to the east, you can see some abandoned tents.
Who's near me?
Near you is Liddell, who just freed the bird. Tharai, who has not moved. Mahon, who has not moved, and the two guides.
Man, just sitting and yawning.
Mahon.
Yeah.
Mahon.
Yeah.
I say telepathically, who is your
Huh?
patron?
My patron, which I also say telepathically, because why the fuck not?
Yeah, you can fully communicate with me.
Can I
Yogg saw-
telepathically ask what they're talking about?
You can't hear
Yeah.
us. We're communicating telepathically.
Yogg
Put you on the head
saw
with a lantern and figure it out.
Alright. You hear that, Snaz? They just identified their patron.
No, I click.
Yeah.
What?
Yog Sothoth. Hold on, let me get his fucking.
Yog Sothoth. As identified.
Yog
Bunch
Sothoth.
of words.
Yog thought.
The lurker
Um,
of the threshold, the key to the gate, the beyond one, the opener of the way, the all-in-one, and the one-in-all are all his titles.
Very well.
And Snazzer, you actually get sort of a feeling of rage from your patron. It seems like your patron and their patron has not had a very good history together.
Guessing I get that same feeling, but reverse.
Yep. You both
Oh,
feel
boy.
you both feel your patrons express rage at knowing whose the others is.
Oh jeez. Oh no.
No commands have been sent, but just you can feel anger.
Who the fuck is your patron?
Dagon.
And again, that feeling of anger persists.
Write this down in my notes.
Get along, children.
There are
No
children.
one said we're gonna fight. We're
Children,
working together
behave.
for a reason.
Alrighty. Okie dokie, wonderful. After that
Artichoke.
after that conversation, Mahon, you're free to either continue talking or move on to do something else.
I would like to investigate those empty tents.
Okay, you head over to the soldiers' tents. They're all ruined one way or another. You see some slash marks, some weapon stains, and it seems everything's just covered in mildew and rot. It seems absolutely disgusting. To your
Can I
north,
do,
you see a larger set of tents that seem to belong to command.
I'm gonna check those out too. I'm gonna check out all the tents.
Alrighty. Let's see here.
Should I roll an investigation check?
You know, actually, just go ahead and roll a 1d6. Just for me. Just roll a 1d6.
Yes.
Okay. You enter the tent,
Finally.
and inside is papers. You see some intel about a potential war, formations, books, but nothing really of interest. And you see what looks like what used to be the nest of a snake.
Can I poke around in that nest and see if there's anything still in there?
Go ahead. All
I'm
right.
poking it.
All right. As you poke around in the nest, you find nothing. It was abandoned a few days ago, from the best you can tell.
I am gonna head back to the group then. There ain't nothing going on in those tents, saying that in character. There's just war papers and all that jazz and a snake nest, but nothing else.
Alrighty. Tharai, you're welcome to explore. To the north, you see, besides the tents, you see smoke coming out from a collapsed building.
I'm gonna go to the collapsed building and try to ascertain where the smoke is coming from.
Okay, you see this is a shrine that has been burned to the ground. You can see overturned lamps, and there's just material that's been burned to the ground. It's just rubble.
My God, what happened here?
And you can actually see something hanging from a peg nearby.
Oh, don't be ahead. Don't be
Maybe
ahead.
someone dead.
You see, so it's just a sack, a leather sack hanging on a peg nearby.
I'm going to dare to look inside of the head.
All right.
No, inside of the bag.
You look
Oh
inside the
god,
head.
don't look at
Messed
that.
you up.
Inside your head, you look inside the bag. You look inside the bag, and you see what looks like a silver. How do I describe it? It's a silver orb adorned with golden straps and a small symbol that seems unfamiliar to you. This seems to be, if you were to take a guess, this is a holy symbol of something. But otherwise, it just sort of seems to be a holy object that you can't identify who it belongs to.
I'm gonna steal it.
This looks like a job for the cleric.
I will stow the orb for now and bring it up at the party later.
All right, you stow the orb inside your backpack, and notate that as being worth 25 gold pieces.
Okay. So now I have a weird sort of
Orby
orb.
thing.
What'd you find in the bag?
Um,
How'd you know about the bag?
Was it a head?
so I'm just
Huh?
noting things.
What'd you say, Corey?
Wait,
How'd you
What?
know about the bag?
I assume we're all in proximity to each other.
If you'd like.
I thought I just kind of like went out and on my own for a moment.
I think we need to figure out some distances really fast.
Alright, so here's
Ooh.
where everybody is. Thorai, you were talking with Mahone, who has moved. Actually, yeah. So, Thorai, you are now talking with Vesher, who is with Mahone over by the burned out by the command tents. Over by the animal pen, Liddell was singing to the bird, and the two guys are sort of pacing about, examining the ruined tents. All right. Liddell, you're up. There isn't much left to see, but there still is the gigantic statue that no one has checked out yet.
I think you want me to check out the gigantic statue.
If you'd like.
Sniff it.
Sure.
By the way, I'm going slightly mental from the stupid fucking fire alarm that's been going all night.
It's almost
not-
9
I
o'clock.
swear to God, I-
Mantle it.
The stat of madness, pretty much. Oh my god, I'm not even sure if I want to continue if this is gonna like persist.
Did you try removing the batteries or anything?
I tried removing the batteries from that thing. I
Okay,
tried like
to spare your mind. This will be the last thing. If you guys wanna investigate this the shrine.
We have been.
Yeah, I'll look at.
well,
Oh, you said it
yeah.
was a statue, not a shrine.
This will be the last thing, I promise.
If it's a shrine, hell yes, I'm going up to it.
Okay. In front of you is this 80-foot high statue of a man with a crocodile on his back, and there is a. You can actually hear Kawasha chime in. It's like, yes, I know this one. This is the story of the man and the crocodile. I used to be told this one as a child. I remember this back from my childhood. It was a funny story that. Yeah, and Kawasha seems to be sort of like almost nostalgic towards the statue, but you can tell he's never been here before.
Okay, we'll have to get the story from him later, I guess, next time we're out camping.
Alrighty.
But specifically, where is... I forget his name already.
Are you looking for Hackenstone?
Yes, thank you.
Hackenstone
He's-
is also checking out the statue, but he's more at the foot of the steps, sharpening his blade.
Yeah, he's been here before. Maybe he could tell us, like, if it's always been a hellscape?
Oh man, it's never looked like this. Unfortunately, there used to be a platoon of soldiers, and that's exactly why I wanted to go stop here. It seems like something happened, but I don't know what.
Probably some
You know-
undead.
There's a reason why they were guarding this thing. There's treasure in sight, but I suppose they either took it out or they never had time before they were slaughtered.
I want that treasure.
I'm gonna warn you, Dragon. There's traps in there. You best be careful.
I still want that treasure. I'm a chaotic neutral motherfucker.
Would it still be safe to
You'll
camp
die
out
like
here?
one.
Huh?
If we need to camp, could we camp here, or is that a horrible idea?
You could certainly try. You're close to the river, and there are 2 rowboats moored nearby.
I mean, whatever came through here is probably long gone. I'm sorry.
Judging by the river, it'll either take us closer to the
Keep that a
mountain,
little bit.
or it'll take us further into the middle of the map, and that's gonna suck.
Alrighty.
But we could try taking the boats if you guys want.
Treasure, though.
Alrighty. Yeah, so that's completely up to you. What do you guys want to do? You can
Do you
camp,
guys
you
wanna
can
go
depart
for some-
down the river, you can do whatever you want.
I say we head down the river.
God damn it.
Or
Okay.
was there anything else that like somebody wanted to do?
The call for treasure is ringing in my ears, and you all just want to run right past it.
Did you guys want to take a treasure break?
Why not?
Okay, I guess we're taking a treasure break.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Hackerstone's again, you better be careful. There's traps in there, you know. And
I
Kawasha
will.
seems to be contemplating something at the front door.
Hmm.
What's up, Quash? What's going on?
I'm trying to think why they would build a statue of the man and the crocodile. I just can't discern why. And why they would
Okay.
put treasure inside.
We're going to need to know the story really quickly.
Alright, well, let me see. In the early days of the world, man stood by the banks of a river, frightened. Crocodile raised his head from the water and asked, "What troubles you, cousin man?" Man said, "I must cross this river, but I fear to enter the water alone, because it teems with your brethren. The crocodile replied, "It is true, you would not be safe, but I will carry you across the river safely on my back, if you promise to return the favor." Man agreed, and Crocodile bore him safely across the water. When they reached the far bank, Man asked, "How can I repay you?" Crocodile replied, "I wish to see the realm of humans, but I fear to go there alone because it teems with your brethren. You must carry me on your back across the realm." Man had been tricked, but a promise is a promise, so he carried Crocodile safely on his back across the entire realm of humans, a journey that lasted many years. He also swore in his anger that never again would men and crocodiles be friends, and so it has remained to this day. I know,
my God,
it's a childhood story, but it explains why we're not good friends with crocodiles anymore. He chuckles like,
It is hilarious. Well, maybe we'll find out the mystery of why if we delve down inside and then we get the treasure.
alrighty.
Sorry, I'm a dragon. I have urges.
I noticed.
Okay. You crack open the front door and go ahead and roll a wisdom check. Or perception.
Oh no.
So perception would be your d20 plus wisdom. Also,
Wisdom.
who's entering the cave? Who's entering the... Who is
I
entering
am
inside the shrine?
I'll follow the dragon.
I'm gonna stay by the entrance in case you guys need heal, but I'm not going in.
Vestra, are you going inside or are you staying outside?
Staying outside.
Alright, so Mahon and Vestra, you both step aside. Both of you need to roll perception for me.
Oh, I fail.
And
Hold on.
Therai?
Oh, I'm freaking rolling disadvantage. That's why it's being weird.
Sorry, I'm just checking something on the side real quick. Don't mind me. And I can also flub up the command too. Well,
Alright, that's
like it mattered.
You know perception is modified by wisdom, yeah?
Do you have
What's
wisdom,
my
my
wisdom
dude?
+1, so 4,
Okay.
it makes no
So,
difference.
As you look inside, you see the ground in front of you is covered with a thick layer of mud, creepers, and blown-in leaves. Otherwise, nothing else alarms you.
I'm just gonna casually, like, if I can, just smooth my tail and brush those off. Not without pushing anything, but just trying to get all the leaves and gunk off, just in case there's any hidden panels on the floor.
Alright, as you sweep it with your tail, nothing happens. And it's just a stone floor.
Okay.
But you do see...
Run through it really fast.
However, you do see a couple cracks in the floor.
Just gonna avoid those.
Alrighty, are you both walking across, or are you doing it one at a time?
You wanna do it one at a time?
Better safe. Sorry, yeah, one at a time.
Alright. I'll just be, I guess, sidling against the wall, doing like the slide thing.
Alright, as you sidle against the wall, I need you to roll an acrobatics check for me.
Oh god.
Ooh, I'm good at this.
No, I'm dead!
Okay. Mahon, the floor beneath you buckles and you fall down.
Oh, bye.
And you fall into roughly a 20-foot deep pit.
Oh no.
There's spikes at the bottom. You
Oh
die.
no!
Go ahead and take 5 falling damage.
6, 5.
Alright.
I
so-
call down to my. Wait, am I safe otherwise? Or.
Thurai, you're safe. You see a thin ledge around the corner.
Okay. I will call out to my dragon partner.
Hello.
Hey!
Hey!
Are you okay?
I'm
You took a nasty fall and I got worried.
I'm healthy. I think. I might have a broken bone somewhere, but I'm cool.
Do you see a way out from where you are?
I look around.
Nothing. It's a smooth surface.
I
have a
fucking stuck.
I have a question. How deep is this hole?
20 feet.
20 feet.
Do you have rope?
What?
He's asking
Can
if
I
you have rope,
roll?
Thurai.
Yeah, I have the
Oh.
Dungeoneer's back.
Okay.
Give me that.
I have one too.
I need
I
that
have
rope.
yarn.
Okay. Thurai,
Yarn.
you lower down the rope, and Mahon grabs on with his teeth, and I need Thurai to make a strength check.
Oh jeez.
I'll
Yeah,
help.
fun.
Alright,
Pull
Come
it.
on.
roll
Firepower! Firepower! Firepower!
You do it. Go ahead and roll it with advantage, because Veshra has offered to help.
Okay.
Have fun lugging 280 pounds.
Be a
Oh,
few
sh-
I
more
do it
fine.
just fine!
Holy shit!
Sure enough, with the help of Veshra, you pull Mahon out of the pit and back near the door.
Just
Very
hold me-
strong boy, okay.
Hold me princess style in the air.
You can still see that there's a thin ledge surrounding the pit that leads to the other side.
I'm gonna go against that ledge. Fucking, I still want this treasure, man. Even though I got fucking hurt for it. Make terrible life decisions.
Alrighty.
If the treasure is like friendship or something at the end.
My Little Pony theme starts playing in the background.
I instantly kill myself.
Alright. And do you want to try and traverse the ledge?
I am traversing that ledge myself, yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll an acrobatics check, but with advantage, since you know where the trap is.
Could die.
Don't die.
Alright, you successfully traverse the ledge and end up on the other side.
I do that little stumble thing to make it.
I eat the treasure.
Gasp like, holy shit! And they're like, nah, I make it.
Veshra pulls the orb out of Thurai's pocket and eats it.
No, that was me pretending to
Jesus
be
Christ.
Mahone.
Oh yeah, I had to hold that orb in my mouth probably. Just fucking chomp
I
down
meant
on
the
it.
treasure you're gonna find. You're gonna eat it.
No, I'm not gonna. I don't eat treasure. I eat meat.
Treasure is kind of meat, but boneless.
I'm gonna fucking kill.
Completely solid. It is
I'm gonna-
bone in.
It is literally.
Boneless.
It is minerals.
I
Fucking
guess
minerals.
you could say you crave that
Unless
mineral.
Gonna
unless
kill
it's,
you.
That's a bad
unless
name.
it's a
Sorry.
sword, then it's made of metal.
Alright. Thurai, do you want to
I
try
have-
and cross the gap?
Sure.
Acrobatics plus
I
advantage.
want you- I want you both to know that both are
Acrobatics
out
is
counters.
strength, right?
Acrobatics
No.
is a stat.
That's athletics, my guy.
It should be,
Acrobatics
it
is
should be dex.
dex.
But so yeah, take advantage on it, so roll twice. And we're almost done, I swear.
Oh my god. Dick.
But you guys are so
Alright.
jealous.
There we go.
Holy shit!
Alright, you successfully crossed the trap.
Fucking
Next,
pirouettes across it.
the next thing you guys see in front of you is a short hallway leading to a set of tiles. The ceiling here is unnaturally high, being roughly 23 feet high.
Oh, this is not. This is gonna be one of those spike trap shits. It's gonna retract. It's like, hello.
Alright.
Oh, jeez.
It's like, hello. Is it me you're looking for?
Could I roll? Would that be insight to check for traps and shit on the
You would
floor?
be perception.
Be perception.
So that'd be a 1d20 plus wisdom.
I see nothing.
Alright,
I am staring at the floor.
Can I also check your guts?
go ahead, roll perception.
How are you not
Um,
insane with that fire alarm?
Oh no, I'm slowly going
Yeah,
insane.
he's being driven mad. Trust me. Okay.
Oh, you.
Right. Upon closer examination, you see slits in the wall. Seem to be razor thin. They're all horizontal, and they seem to be very, very wide, encompassing the whole pathway ahead of you.
I have a very bad feeling about this room.
Yeah,
What about, is there any trigger on the floor,
if you
though?
look closely in the right light, you can see a flash of silver glint into your eyes.
Flash of silver?
Get ready to make a new character.
I'm going to go ahead and warn the party about the potential danger here.
Okay, you shout outside to the front door, "Hey, there's stuff in here."
Oh,
Yeah, go. You can feel free to shout out into the doorway.
be careful! There's traps here! There's spikes!
No
Liddell
fucking
and
duh.
Vector, you hear this echo from inside.
How tall, like, these like slits in the walls, like, is there like any sort of gap between them, like between the floor and the slits?
There's roughly about a 1 foot gap in between each one.
What about the gap between the slits and the floor?
There is one that's roughly a couple inches above the ground.
What about the gap between me and Jesus?
It's ever farther still.
Just send Jesus is the fire alarm.
Either way,
Alright.
yeah, you actually hear Kawasha saying, "I know that, of course there's traps. Even the dwarf knew it. But there has to be a way through this. There must be a solution."
Alright, you know what?
Why are they encouraging you guys into the starter pit?
Cause fuck it, you know?
You know what, Veshra and Liddell, I want you two to both do what's your passive perception?
13.
Okay, alright, yeah, both of you see Kawasha tapping his staff outside and, like, rubbing his chin. It seems like he's really thinking about this.
Any more ideas on the story?
I'm not sure. I'm just really interested on why they would decide to put a crocodile on this guy's back. I don't know why this statue in particular. It was just a childhood story.
I gotta carry someone.
Or if it had more meaning here.
Wait. Do I need to carry someone?
You can certainly try.
Wait, who's in here with me?
You're with Tharai. About midway in.
Tharai, get on my back.
If you want to try and replicate it, carry the dragon.
No, oh my god, no. That's
Alright.
why I'm
Oh,
offering
God.
my back. Get on my back.
Yeah, Tharai, Mahon is offering to make you ride on his back.
Alright, I will accept your offer.
Okay?
Well,
Dragon.
choice. A scaly seat, because that's all you're really getting.
Okay.
He's in
Oh,
full
boy.
armor.
Alright, so
Alright.
Alright, so both of you Tharai, you're now on Mahon's back.
Alright, I'm gonna...
Ride him, cowboy! Yeah!
Fucking I rear back like a fucking horse and ride on!
Alright?
Just charge in!
Alright, as you walk across the bladed floor, absolutely nothing happens. You are completely safe.
I was right!
Nice.
Alright,
Yeah!
there's one last thing in front of you, and this is a door. And this door...
How adorable.
Get off my back. Get off.
Alright.
Get out of
Sure
here!
enough, Mahon, your tail was dragging behind you, and as the ride gets off your back, the blades swing into action and barely clip your tail. You take no damage.
Oh! Holy mother of God. Alright, just get back on my back. Okay, let's get you back up there. I think I just lost the tip of my spade. So yeah.
There's a door in front of you with 4 squares, each showing the man and the crocodile. There's 2 roughly at the rise
Sorry,
level.
pause. I have to take this phone call real quick.
Alright,
You're professional.
almost.
Fucking professional.
I'll describe this one to you, Mahon, so you can start ruminating what it means. There's a door with 4 symbols
Okay.
in front of you. They seem to be buttons. There's 2 at roughly your level and 2 at roughly Tharai's level.
Push them all at once.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Alright, once again, I'll describe it once more. There's 4 buttons in front of you, each showing the man and the crocodile. Tharai, there's 2 at your level, and Mahon, there's 2 at your level.
I had considered.
Mayhan, what do you suggest we do?
I don't.
This appears to be a puzzle of some sort.
It has to do with the story, probably.
How did that story go again?
It was when the guy went to the river and was like, "Hey, yo, these fucking crocodiles are gonna eat my legs. Can you? I don't know how to get across." And the crocodile's like, "I'll carry you."
Liddell had a
What?
moment of wisdom. If you want to shout into this cave, you can feel free.
Shout at us.
Let it all out at us.
What? Everyone.
I don't know what the answer is either.
Alright, yeah, you got 4 buttons, 2 at Mayhan's level, 2 at Thari's.
Oh wait, was my random guess correct? Just push them all at once?
Oh yeah. Should we just do
Try
that?
it! Try it!
Alright, you hear Granny saying, "Push the buttons!" from the front of the door.
Alright, I just.
Which ones? I shout back.
All of them!
All of them.
Alright, I'll
all
just
buttons
fucking
all the
position
time.
Mayhan.
Alright. I will move myself to position to press the buttons at my level.
I
Alright.
guess Mayhan's gonna have to scoot his ass upright and
Yep.
use his fingers.
Alright, 2 of you both push all 4 buttons, and sure enough, the door swings wide open into this dusty, 40-foot high, 20-foot wide chamber that's littered with dinosaur bones. There's webs stretching for the walls, and you see a 30-foot tall central pillar in the front, coiled around which
I
is a
found Grandma's friend!
coiled around is a narrow stone staircase. Its steps are covered with dust, and carved into the pillar are reliefs of the man carrying the crocodile. The reliefs of the stairs from the top of the pillar sit a large, beautiful ceramic jug.
I'm taking the jug.
What are we going to do with the jug? We're going to break it if we take it outside.
Take it anyway. I'm gonna sell it for money. I
Alright.
came here for treasure, goddammit!
Okay. Alright, so you guys navigate down the stairs, and Mayhan grabs the jug with their teeth, I'm assuming.
Yes. Which means I'm
Alright.
mute.
Alrighty. You're all set, so you just go ahead and head on out with this jug in your hand.
In my
Was
teeth.
that like the only piece of treasure we could find?
Yeah, that was the only thing in the room. It's just this beautiful ceramic jug.
Lame.
Full of teeth.
It's not full. I am a
I thought I
gentle.
heard it say it was full of teeth.
So, finally, as you two cross the bladed caverns, you are left back at the pit. And you both have to do acrobatic checks to traverse across. You can either do 1 as a team or 2 individually.
Want to go as a team?
Should we roll
Just fuck
advantage
it.
for that?
Yeah,
Both
together.
of y'all roll acrobatics check.
And we'll take the highest one, I guess. Motherfucker!
Alrighty.
I am just the
Yeah.
shit at acrobatics.
Alright, so both of you carefully navigate your way out as right at the very end, Mayhan slips a little bit, but manages to grab onto the ledge and pull themselves up. And
More
sure
like I
enough,
just get
outside
carried.
you take the jug. Alright.
I got.
and,
Someone have a
let's see.
backpack I can borrow?
Actually, Liddell, Liddell, I'm assuming you're checking out this jug, yeah?
I'm holding it?
No, I'm not saying that you're
No,
holding
you're
it, but
just-
I'm obviously you're seeing the jug, right? I want you to roll a
Oh, yeah, okay.
roll a wisdom check.
Okay, wisdom is +3.
Yep.
Wow, I know nothing.
Okay. Alright,
It's a
you're
very
able to
nice jug.
identify This. Way back in the
Oh,
guilds,
okay.
you used to work with alchemists to make pouches for them and their crew, and you can identify this object as an alchemy jug, which is a very interesting artifact in D&D.
Ooh.
So yeah, that you have now
Hmm.
identified
What
the
is
jug. You've identified the jug as an alchemy jug, and if you roll intelligence, you'll be able to tell them what it does.
Roll it. Roll it.
Hey, I was checking my numbers.
Granny doesn't know shit.
Alright,
Alchemy.
you're actually able to tell that you remember way back when that this is a jug that always has the sound of liquid in it. And you remember way back when that whoever's holding this jug, all they have to do is name a liquid and then uncork it, and sure enough, that liquid will come out. So you've seen this happen with things as benign as mayonnaise and something as dangerous as
Ew.
acid.
That's
That.
This is mine. No one. This is my jug.
You don't have anything to put it into.
We just make it rain.
I whisper Dr. Pepper and then uncork the jug. Sure enough,
Bennett,
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Just fucking serving
Sure.
Dr. Pepper. I'm just pouring it on your faces.
Sure enough, small men named Dr. Pepper come pouring out of the jug.
Oh god, you liquidized him.
Oh god!
All right.
Oh no!
Put the cork back on! Put it back
I
on!
say it's only liquid.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to try and summon a liquid from the jug, they can do it anytime. But it can only
I'd
be
like
used
to.
I'm
once-
gonna guess
it can
that
only be used
liquid
once a
gold
day.
doesn't count.
No.
I'd like to.
Wait, Schmuck, wait, before we
What?
waste the days, can we just get infinite healing potions?
Unfortunately not. It's nothing that great. It's only simple liquids.
Oh,
Only simple liquids, okay.
So you can do
But
something like I said, something
feasibly,
as
we
benign,
could, like...
something as benign as water, but something as dangerous as acid.
Okay.
That's not
But
very simple.
easily, though, we could, like, get, like, one of the ingredients needed to make a healing potion. If necessary. If it's, like, simple, right?
like water.
Believe it or yeah. Yeah, so you can try any sort of liquid or any sort of like fluid and see if it comes out of the jar. And this can only be the liquid that's coming out of the jar can't be changed until the next day.
Okay.
So yeah, if anyone wants to
I'd
give
like
it
to
a try.
try something.
Okay, Veshra, Veshra is asking if he can borrow the jug.
I reluctantly relinquish my jug.
All right,
I'll say to the jug, liquid gold.
all right. You pop
No.
open the cork and there's nothing.
Worth a try.
Yeah.
All right, you cork it back up. I hand
Wasted
back
it,
to
you
Mayhem.
fool!
I'm gonna whisper into it, fucking beer,
All right.
and I uncork it.
You uncork it, and all of a sudden, sloshing beer comes pouring out of the top of the jug.
Hell yeah!
Oh yes.
I'm getting my ass drunk.
All right, and Hakazo's like, "Well, I could use one of those."
Hell yeah! Come over here, motherfucker! Come here, old man. Let's get drunk, wasted shit. Hell yes!
And sure enough, you see him guzzling down beer.
I guess we have
Both
I
of
am
us are.
surrounded by drunks.
Who wants beer? Who wants the beer?
Fuck it, why not?
Hell yeah!
I guess we're camping here then.
We may as well.
I think we're done.
Unless you want two, you
Right,
just
and
want
just
three
like
junkies
that,
in a boat.
sooner or later, before you know it, everyone's had a good taste of beer, and everyone's passed out as the day comes to
No.
a close. And
Pass
in your dreams, you recount your battles against the ghouls, the near misses with the Triceratops, and the exploring adventures that Thorai and Mahon had inside the temple. And with that, you all feel vigorously stronger as you advance to level 3.
So wait, does my Gurgle have no items except for his orb?
I believe
the
he has his
alchemy
dagger
jug.
too, doesn't he?
Yeah, but
Wait, wasn't I the one carrying the orb, though?
No, he can't. His orb floats over his head.
Oh, I thought you
It
were
just-
talking about the silver orb for some
No,
reason.
no, not that one. His fucking warlock orb. That he uses for magics and
The
shit.
thingy.
His war orb.
Warlocks have an arcane focus.
Yeah.
You're an arcane focus.
Mine is embedded in my head.
Ew. Why would
It's a
you
gem.
Do that to yourself? Why would you do
I
that to
didn't
yourself?
do it to myself.
Root
Oh.
beer in the jug. Yeah, it's all root beer. Just kidding. You're not drunk.
Oh, come on. Root
Okay,
beer's
no, you
gross.
whispered ale and you got ale. And I've written down the other
Yeah.
potential things that could be in the alchemy jug.
Okay, I need to get
Yeah,
things
So
straight.
with that, I'm
my
gonna
boy
go ahead
has.
and I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream so these guys can level up. So, yeah, thanks for watching today, and who knows what will happen next to our adventures.
The fire alarm special.
What will happen next without a fire alarm? Tune back in next week and we'll find out. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good evening.
I get drunk some more.
Dicks.
I need to
Can't
make
go
sure.
5 minutes without
5
saying
fucking
it, Ken.
minutes.
I need to make sure of something. My Dirk boy, he doesn't have any items except for his orb and the jug.
Well, you
Oh
could
man, I
kill.
figured out my switch.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to.
I
leave
am
shit then.
just tired.
No, wait,
No.
no. Actually, he still has his dagger.
Okay, but he just has a dagger, an orb, and a jug.
Actually, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm gonna sort of I'm gonna retcon this. You have a sack with you filled with your items.
Okay, I'll give him a backpack then.
Yeah, it's not obviously one he can interact with, but it's surely enough. It's a sack.
Well, he'd have
It's
to
Pokemon
actually
time.
take an action to react to get it. Okay, so.
Yeah.
That.
Did we say
Congratulations.
goodbye to the stream?
Congratulations
Stream's
on
dead.
advancing your way up to.
I think my
Yeah.
ears are starting to bleed.
Did
Yeah,
we
good.
say goodbye to the
Can
stream?
you like dismantle
Yeah, we did.
poor thing?
Oh boy. Level 3.